the windows of the T-Mobile, spray painted it with spray paint. You hear him saying, "Come on, come on." Here we go. Come on.
Hey guys, we just started.
Guy running out of the store with something in his hands. Here's the store. Just smashed through this window. Cinder block. Looks like 4th Street Live has become the target.
Wow.
After it had been untouched for a little while.
It's about to happen.
Some phones and whatnot on the ground there. I imagine LMPD will be heading this way. The burst alarm ringing inside that T-Mobile store. Andy, you see what's going on? Get to us because we're going to be out of here in just a minute when police get here.
Come by. You can see them yell at one woman to get out of the streets, but not too much. We haven't heard too much of them saying too much of anything.
So it looks like some of the crowd is moving out. Going to do, here we go. So I had just mentioned that 4th Street Live, no one was over here. That has changed within the past couple of minutes. I want to show you something real quick because police are likely on the way. Just moments ago, we saw the
What's happening, guys?
T-Mobile store just next to 4th Street Live smashed. You can
Let me
see
get these things started in a second, guys, okay?
Ground, you can hear glass shattering, trash cans being overturned. It seems like the trash cans were not removed from this street, so people are knocking them over, using whatever they can find to smash windows. We have trash cans just in front of us being lit by protesters right now. Plants have been toppled. People are using the potted plants to smash the windows as well. We're going to stand back and watch as they light this garbage right outside of Howl at the Moon, right in 4th Street. We saw people going in the opposite direction, trash cans. We saw the window street bank. Someone had thrown a cinder through it. That had already been taped off, so that might have been from a little while ago. But clearly protesters trying to make their mark. They are also burning a Confederate flag right now. Not sure where that came from, but that's evoking some cheers from the crowd right now as they burn this Confederate flag right in the middle of 4th Street Live. It's like just scanning some of the businesses here.
It's about to happen, guys.
Have been hit and looking over it.
Let me finish setting up this stream and then I'll be engaging you guys real quick.
The Fifth Third Bank, from what we've seen so far. More trash cans off in the distance. Outside of the Brazilian steakhouse, we can see a puff of flame coming up from it as well.
Almost done. Almost done, guys.
Kind of leaves its mark here in 4th Street Live. Guys.
Thank you so much for watching, by the way. You know.
Still high. Okay, guys, we're going to make our way toward Eddie Merlot's. No police yet, based on what we've seen.
Oh, of course, there's not going to be no police, man. That's the least thing you're going to find. Police. And not because they're scared, but because, you know, shit just happened.
Helicopter.
Oh, you can hear the helicopter.
Overhead.
Wow,
Probably
crazy.
assume that's LMPD.
All right. We're going.
Walking over toward
Going
you see
to
Eddie Merlot's has been hit with some spray paint.
I'm gonna start the chat, guys. I'm gonna start the room real quick. Let me call some of my colleagues real quick. I'm gonna be talking about this thing.
You guys can see one thing.
So I gotta tell you guys, putting these streams together are not easy. They're not easy at all, you know? You have to do so many things. So many things.
Over here just moments ago, and there was no one on 4th Street Live. We'd walked down here earlier thinking there might be some protesters. There was not a soul. And then within the span of about 5 minutes, you see, it was only about 30, 40
Perfect.
people, not a huge.
I think we're good. We're good. I think we're good.
That's all it took to cause that damage there. On
So what do we have? What do we have here? What do we have here, guys? What do we have?
And you can see a mobile field hospital, if you want to call it that, right there with that wagon. They have some baking powder, some milk, some water, some of the, almost like an insecticide pump that I assume they filled with water or a solution of baking soda some kind of substance to get the tear gas out
Hey,
of
TJ, thank you
people's
for
eyes
showing up, man. You're the
when the
first
police
one here,
deploy
bro.
that tear
Thank you.
gas. And important to note, there are still a number of people in 4th Street Live. We're going to hang back here for a moment.
So what you're seeing, guys, on the screen right now is Louisville, Kentucky, okay? Just want to make sure that everybody's tracking. Louisville, Kentucky. We got Denver, we got Phoenix, Arizona, and we have Minneapolis on the heart of the issue, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys before. Let me start my podcast real quick, okay? Because I'm gonna record this, but on my podcast it's gonna be Diesel. Diesel is here, my man.
Walk back down through 4th Street Live, see what we see.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to RT365. My name is Rick, and this is our channel, guys. So today we're gonna be covering everything
I couldn't get
that
a
is
clear view.
happening
Anchor
all
Fallon
across the United
pointed out
States.
that they weren't trash cans that were
In
being burned. It was
reply
some
to what
decorative
is
bourbon
happening
barrels, probably
all
snagged
over the
from one
country,
of the
guys,
restaurants
because
here.
it looks like the police
We'll
of
give that a look
the
as we go
police
by.
institutions are not learning from their own mistakes, guys. Okay, and then it looks like
Looking at
people
the
are walking
businesses,
free on the
you
streets.
know, we see a
So
lot of cosmetic
we're gonna start
damage,
with
pots
showing you,
overturned, potted
a little bit
plants.
here, a little bit there.
But
If you definitely want
not
to
too
see
much
this
damage
this
except for that
channel
T-Mobile.
or the video, I want you guys to click on the link in the description below, and it's gonna be posted on YouTube. So yeah,
there
let's start.
is
What's
the,
going on, guys. And
bourbon
again,
barrels
if you're
and
not
the
a subscriber,
remnants of a
don't forget to
Confederate
subscribe
flag that
to
someone
the
pulled
YouTube
out.
channel. Also, to subscribe to the podcast, either on Spotify, iTunes,
Still no law enforcement here.
anywhere else, guys. So I want to say to you guys, welcome to the channel,
But,
guys. Okay.
People do seem to be moving
And thank
on.
you so much, guys, for showing up one more time here. I feel very grateful that you guys give me the opportunity to come here in front of you guys and pretty much show you the little things that the little things that I can capture for you guys. Okay. There's one thing that I'm very concerned about.
Spoke
guys,
too
okay, that I've
soon.
been
When I
seeing
said
more
Hard
and more
Rock
and more
hadn't
and
been
more.
hit a little earlier,
And it's
we
the,
can see
the
that
burning
someone
of
smashed the
flags of
window.
the United States
Not
of
clear if they
America
went through or
flags,
not.
I
can hear the burglar alarm there.
Honestly,
Hard
I
Rock
don't see
Cafe.
the point why people will be burning flags.
I'm with the news.
But I will tell you guys, if you can give me right here in this chat room, okay, like change my mind. Like if you can give me some
What do
real,
you think about that? We're with
solid,
WDRB.
substantial
Too much, you
answer
say?
on why they're
You from
burning
Louisville?
flags and why people are so
Lady said too much
excited
when she
about
looked over
doing
and
this.
saw
Let
the
me
Hard
know.
Rock.
Because so far what I've seen is just in your younger individuals, young adults burning flags without a purpose. Okay,
You can
they
see
went
that
loaded a target. They
Whiskey
took some
Dry
flags
Bar
out of the target,
boarded
and
up
then
their
they
door
burn
behind
They burn them down.
their
I
outer
really
door,
don't know, guys, what's going on.
which
Okay?
I'm sure was probably intentional.
The one thing that I keep continue seeing, all over the country is more and more
And T-Mobile,
and more
still,
individuals getting hurt for
no
reason,
official
guys.
response
For
to
no
the
damn reason. For no
break
damn
in
reason.
there.
So
Looks
let's go
like
right here. See how we're gonna do this.
this restaurant has also been hit. Some damage to the window right there. And now the protesters have gathered here in the middle of Liberty and 4th,
Got one
dumping
right
some potted trees right now.
here. Got another one right here. I'm working on it, guys, to get it to you guys.
That happened just a moment ago. Not clear if they're able to
I'm gonna set up the screen
pick
for you
these
guys to
up
be able
and
to
use
see
them.
more than one of what's going on. across
There
the-
is
across the
a,
country, okay?
A
So-
security guard in that 5th Third building. Looks like he's by himself. Hobie says we have a large fire, and we certainly do,
We
near
got one more
Chase.
right
That's that parking lot, right? Little parking lot of the Chase.
here.
You can probably see the glow. Looks like it could be a vehicle, something like that. Oh, it's a dumpster. It's a dumpster fire. Look at this.
Oh, Jesus.
What happened? Hey, I'm with WDRB. What did they do? I'm with WDRB. What did that guy do?
We even saw actions in Athens, Greece yesterday. Across the world, there's been actions for George Floyd, across the United States as well.
That she had to save people's eyes.
I'll talk to you in just a second. I have to do a live shot real quick. Thank you. So guys, we are at 5th Street right now. We have more fireworks. 5th and Liberty.
This is crazy, guys. This is real crazy. This is real crazy. Linda, welcome back, Linda. Thank you so much for showing up today. Okay?
That's it. Damn it. You know.
Let's wait till this start hitting up.
You all right?
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
These are you hearing right now.
Her birthday, and I knew what she would be if she was alive today. They found something in her heart, and she died. All of a sudden, this woman was broken hearted. She fought every single day. The New York City Police Department broke her heart, and she died. And she still ain't got justice for Eric Garner. She still ain't got justice for Eric Garner to this day, and she died fighting. All of a sudden, they found something on her heart, and she died. So we fight in the name of Eric Garner and all those around the country. We don't want George Floyd to go years and years and years without getting justice. We want justice win. We want justice win. We want justice win. We want justice win. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. Say, we done prayed before. Say, we done been peaceful. We done been protesting. We done been yelling. We done been sharing it on Facebook. We done done everything, y'all. And the only thing that they understand is when we put our birthday.
I really think that the volume of their voices, the outrage, the you know, everything that is going on somehow is calming down, or somehow it's I see things, you know, getting settling down a little bit, you know, not to a point where I would like to see it, you know, because I would like to not to see any more of this looting and protests any longer, but I think it's pretty good. What we see right now is pretty good.
So we share with y'all, I just want to say, from Chicago, got on the road.
So guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and help me out grow this channel to 2,000 subscribers. I think we can accomplish that tonight, guys. If all you guys subscribe to the channel, we can accomplish this. So please do me a favor. It's gonna take you 2 seconds. Click the subscribe button, the red button right there on YouTube, and you'll be good to go. I will be showing you a couple of messages that I saw today from some Hollywood elites that are here. You know, Benny Baker, leadership matters. I like that. Welcome to the channel, Benny.
Because that was our brother. George Floyd was our brother. All of us may have not have met George Floyd, but we felt like that could have been our brother. And that's how we're supposed to treat it. We ain't waiting. We not waiting until it hit home. That was our brother. Say, that was our brother. 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 Everybody watching on live and cameras, just know, don't wait till it hit home, because George Floyd was our brother. And you come out here and you stand with us. And you fight
There we go,
with us,
Benny Baker. You see that? You see how you get your name
This ain't a riot.
on the center of the stream. Benny Baker, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's a revolution.
This is like the times, guys. This are the times right now when we need to listen to people like this, you know, that brings the community together, and they bring some common sense into the main picture, the big picture. Because I mean, if we just focus on the riots, if we just focus on the crime that is being that happens, if we just focus on the negativity, you know, and I understand it's caused by the same people we're talking about the same people who are outraged for what is going on. So, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that we need to focus on. Are we gonna focus on the negativity, or we're gonna focus on something more positive? And I think that by doing what I'm asking you to do, focus on the positive and the main outcome of this. I think that we're gonna get a better outcome. Okay.
It's something that communities all across the country should take note from. Every single time a black person is brutalized in our community, we need to have 1,000 others coming on the ground.
Hey Diesel, you call last night we got the numbers, man. You got this.
We will show up.
By the way, there's gonna be a number open for you guys to call, okay? But we gotta make sure that we see a pattern of good conduct on the chat room before we let you guys dial into the channel, okay? We're gonna give you, once you hit the channel, we're gonna give you a top maximum 5 minutes for you to speak your mind, okay? 5 minutes. So you will have to send me your email, and I will send you by email the phone number where you're gonna be calling, okay?
As people said,
So
gas stations
spammers, you're not gonna get it. People that some crazy comment, you're not gonna get the number. So let's start the conversation, okay? Let's start the conversation. Oh, Diesel says I have some news. That is good. TJ, I heard what you're saying. The last thing that we want, guys, is for this to be 100% political. I mean, we have to bring the political aspect into this, into the community, into the table to talk about it. But I mean, you got to think about this too. We cannot make this all political. Okay, we're talking about lives. We're talking about Black Lives Matters. We're talking about I mean, America. Okay, how are we gonna come back from this? And I'm gonna make a statement. I'm gonna make a statement. We lost during 9/11. We lost. One second. Let me. I don't wanna say it. I know some people don't really crazy.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Listen to that.
I can't breathe. That's what he says. I can't breathe. That's the last thing he said. Not me.
So, okay, let me go back. So,
man, I'm too.
During 9/11, guys, we lost 2,977 lives in a single day. Okay, give it or take 2 days. Plus the people that went to hospital that later died, 3 days, week. In a matter of and then how the American people responded. Everybody was very united. Everybody was like, focused on getting the country together, focused on getting this the enemy. I mean, and I'm not gonna talk about the war and Bush and all these things, but we went all the way down to we captured Saddam Hussein. He was the ultimate enemy. We went over there, we killed that guy, we're still there. There's some things that they need to fix, but
Victor Ballin,
let me bring the point again. 9/11,
I want to make a shout out to all my brothers and all my friends.
2,977 lives. Now I'm going to ask you something, okay? And then I'm going to just focus on
yesterday,
the topic of today,
I don't
okay?
agree with every action that was taken, but I also understand why it's taking place. I mean, I've been experiencing the same things these guys have.
You got one more to go. We got 19 viewers.
Everything just like that. And
police.
I completely understand.
Matter of fact, let me wait for Diesel to call. Call me, Diesel. You know what's going on, bro.
And I hope it goes in the right direction. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. And that's all.
The question is, how many lives?
Do you watch the video?
Have we lost?
I did watch the video twice.
Police brutality and to this nonsense.
It was very disturbing, hard to watch. I just couldn't believe
it.
None of the officers took just the thought to think about a human life over their job. I just quit.
Let's see what's going on around.
officer who's being being charged with manslaughter and murder. They say that's not enough. They want more done. They want to push for first-degree murder. I've spoken to people who want a peaceful protest out here. There was a woman who says, I have been the victim of racism, and I'm out here handing out milk and I'm handing out water. But then there's also people pushing back saying violence is the only way to get our voices heard and get people to take action. And right now, people have been hit with rubber bullets. People have been hit with paintballs. People have been hit with that tear gas. I experienced the tear gas, so I know what these people are going through right now.
Well, let me show you something real quick, guys. So this guy is having a hard time here.
And I'm just going to keep my eyes closed for a second, because this burns like hell. Excuse my language, but it burns like hell right now.
This is down. This is in Indianapolis right here. Indianapolis.
The original thought was to come here away from folks, but that hit us bad back here in this corner. Dave, you okay? You doing all right? That last bit of wind hit me like hell. Oh boy. This is one of those situations where we're trying to keep social distancing. We have masks on. We're trying to stay away from crowds, and even in these situations where we, like I said, we're at the back of the crowd. The crowd in an instant, the back became the front, and that's where we were between police with tear gas and protesters who were a block away, but the police came right up to where we were and started throwing tear gas. And so now we've got some Indie Star folks here. They're a team. I've got my photographer Dave here. We're a team. Our colleagues from Fox and 8 were somewhere behind us, and we've lost them. And they say milk makes this better.
Get to where you need to be, Addie. Yeah, you follow the orders and get to where you need to be.
Okay, Shannon.
Now we're getting another look at Air Tracker 7. We hope Addie Gordo goes to a safe spot there. She's already been hit by tear gas. It sounds like more than once tonight. You're looking at Air Tracker 7. Police just shooting off another canister of something into the air. Smoke is dispersing. They have a line in that street trying to block off any more protesters. There's traffic still moving through the area, and that was one question Denver 7's Gary Road was asking is, why add another factor to this? Why is traffic still moving through that area? Again, this is a protest of George Floyd, an African-American man that was killed earlier this week by Minnesota police, or Minneapolis police, I should say, rather. Denver 7's Gary Road is back out there live. Gary, what's the situation like right now?
Well, a little scary, because honestly, they just pushed us back. Protesters took out about 4 or 5 of the large recycling bins, placed it in the middle of the street.
This is just getting crazy by the minute.
And essentially tried to make a barricade.
Getting crazy by the minute.
Once they're about halfway down on Lincoln, but they stayed right there. At that point, that's when SWAT and police started firing into the crowd again.
The other thing I want to say to you guys, I know some couple of you guys are watching. YouTube understands that what I'm doing right here. Okay, I am pushing news outlets from different places. Okay, they understand that I'm doing this stream, and they have blocked my stream. Okay, you need to share the stream to everybody that you know, to social media, so people come and join the conversation, guys. Eridisha, hello here for 9-3. This is something crazy. This is something crazy.
Down to 13th now.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring somebody.
Last couple of minutes, but it was
who I'm not sure if everybody agree with.
We were running back. Everyone's
one of
running
you
back,
or whatever. But he is. He's been talking about this for a minute now, and then I want to see.
In that day today, I do want to give you some things that might be helpful. If you're trying to figure out what to do, what to post, or there's a lot of things you can do. You could fill out the census for one thing. You could vote. You'll never change the world by tweets alone. You need to vote. You need to vote not just on the presidential level, for district attorneys, because this is state level, municipal government. Sometimes we don't even vote in those elections, but we live with consequences and the decisions of those people who are judges and district attorneys. It's a wake-up call to get involved. It's a wake-up call to run for office. It's a wake-up call to do something.
Thank you so much,
people's property. Do something that's going to be constructive to all of you that are online and saying, I want to do something and I need to do something and I feel all kinds of ways about this.
I'm here for the watch that.
One of the things you can do, if you jot this down.
Hey, Diesel, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, man. Glad to have you here for the second night in a row. You know, so what's going on, man? What's going on through your mind?
55156. There's a whole lot of things there that will.
Yeah, I know what's going through my mind already, but I got some news for y'all.
Put the pressure, who to write.
I didn't think it was true. I didn't want to rely on it, but
where you can make a difference.
I got it from an unnamed source. I'm not going to get my source out there, but of course.
Thank you for streaming what's going on in these areas.
There's a tactic that people do now, and it's been done for a couple of other protests. There'll be undercover cops inside the crowd. Sometimes they're not from that area, and they will incite the violence. They will start it, and that will cause the police to retaliate and or start the riot without the police there. So I think there was a lady that identified her ex-husband, who was a police officer, and he was dressed up. He had all his clothes on. He was hiding, and he started the riot, I think, in Minneapolis. He started and then left the scene afterwards.
That's bad, man. That's bad.
I've heard rumors about this. I've heard rumors. It's been kind of like an urban legend that, people do this and whatever. But now my source is a very reliable source. It's not just that lady, but all I can say is in the law enforcement realm, they did confirm that this was true. And this is actually like a tactic that they use to, if the police are there, to give a reason why they should attack. Because they'll say they're provoked instead of having a peaceful protest. They'll say, well, no, they became unruly. This is why we had to resort to smoke, tear gas, i.e., everything else.
It's crazy, man. Can you give us a little bit of a little bit about this source? Is I know you mentioned it's reliable, but can you tell us about the background of the source, maybe?
The background of the source, the person, without giving too much information, has been in law enforcement. For I think he's 16 to 17 years.
Oh, that's a career.
It's not in the military.
Okay.
We're talking about police officer, like on the street, police officer.
Well, people are asking. Lisa's asking. Wow, when did the show started? She was there. She was on the stream yesterday. Okay. By the way, something happened. She was right on whatever thing she said yesterday. Props to you. But 8 p.m. Central Mountain Time, Arizona time. That's where I'm at. So I want to say thank you to TJ, guys. Supercharging the chat. Help us pay for whatever things that we will see here on the studio, and then keep us motivated. Maybe it's not that much, not that crazy, but it's one of the things that we appreciate. We appreciate the most, man. Something's happening. So let's see what's going on. John Harrison, I have video footage of a cop in the U.S. damaging windows.
Okay, all right, there you go.
You got it?
Let me see that video footage.
Yeah, we gotta see that video footage. You got to send us the link, okay? If you got something that you want to share, that you want, Linda, thank you so much. Second time.
Ty Ricardo XOXO.
Yeah, second time, Linda. I'll see you out there.
Yeah. Let's go. If you have a link, if you want me to share something with you guys, drop it on the drop the link on the chat. Nobody will see it, but I will see it. I'll check it out, and then if it's suitable for you guys, then we post it. But let's go to this Riot Unicorn, because these guys are
because the real problem is like gang violence. Every time somebody dies because they can't afford health care, that's gang violence. Every time somebody dies because they can't afford food, that's gang violence. Every time a woman dies because of domestic abuse, because she had no other place to go, that's their violence. But they don't call it violence when it's on their hands. No. They go to other countries and kill innocent people. They kill innocent people in our fucking hands. They kill innocent people here.
You know, we're gonna be more quiet today. We're gonna give these people that we're checking on social media, the benefit of being heard, okay? Because this is about allowing those people on the ground to be listened. So what?
This country was rooted on genocide. This country was rooted on slavery. And we still here. And we still somewhere.
Oh, no, I hear all that. I just
Look to your left. Look to your right. They want us to hate each other. They want us to compete. So we forget that they're the enemy. Trump, Biden, all the motherfuckers is the same. Because at the end of the day, they'll turn their backs on us. Only we can rebuild this system. Only we can rebuild this system. Only we can rebuild this system. I want to share a chat real quick. It goes, we are unstoppable. Another world is possible. 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 We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable.
We are.
Let me tell you something, guys. Let's focus on this. We are unstoppable. What you guys think about? Chat room, go ahead, start talking. Tell me about how you feel about these young people. Talking about that they are unstoppable. Are they unstoppable? Is this true or what? Lisa, what do you think about that, man?
We got some supporters of the movement out there.
Oh, that's good.
Another trending topic is one of my mentors, y'all. He goes by the name of Dr. Cornell West. And I want to read some of the quotes that he said on CNN just a little while ago.
I'm here. Yeah, I think man,
who came out
there's our future. They're definitely our future. First, we're unstoppable.
We saw many canisters of tear gas and pepper balls.
What they're talking, so it's very powerful. Talking about we are unstoppable. That could be the next slogan for Joe Biden, or Donald Trump. We are
people going nowhere in their cars tonight. You've got
I have to throw it out there, So my bad, guys.
Police officers being, having things.
But look at this. Amount of cars right here, just piling one after the other. People trying to go home, people trying to get to their jobs, people trying to come back from their jobs. And this is what we're seeing, guys, in Denver. This is Denver, Colorado.
The officer involved in this was arrested today.
It's kind of crazy.
4 officers, I believe,
I got to tell you
fired. The other ones
I can tell you that I'm from Tucson. We haven't seen this size of protests, you know, this magnitude today,
things change.
you know, like this.
Let's go back to Air
this
Tracker
is,
7 showing that crowd.
This is probably going to be
again,
between 50 and 100,000
again, we don't have
people
audio. We can't really
altogether.
tell what's happening, but the crowd does appear to be moving. Traffic is stopped in all directions. Just saw a
DC,
firework.
what about where you are over there in
off
Texas,
right there,
man? How you see
these crowds seem to be swarming these vehicles.
I got nothing going on. Nothing.
Again, another
actually, I was
firework
actually
there
worried
on
about
the
it
right side of your
because we
screen
rolled through San Antonio.
going off. Let's go to Denver 7's Gary Brode and get another
I didn't get
update
anything.
on
There
where
was
he's
no nothing over here. So that's a good thing.
Guys, we're over here on Broadway.
You got no problems with other vehicles? Nobody. You don't see you haven't seen no protests. No protesters on the street.
No, down Broadway.
I got no protesters, but
being shot up in the air.
You know, I agree. If they want to protest, then the right way is, block the road.
You're hearing
block the road. I would block the road. Don't destroy property, because then you're going to have to come back and pay for it. You know, but if you want to protest, that's one way to go ahead and I always believe, take somebody's time, don't take their money. That's it.
That is. I'm with you.
That's just
take their time, don't take their money.
I'm with you. Benny Baker. Benny Baker here on the shot. TJ, I agree 100% with you. All you say. So TJ is saying Thomas Galloway, someone threw a projectile through the window into the main lobby at CNN headquarters in Atlanta. I think the protesters are fully justified. Civil disobedience does create change. I just don't want to see people hurt. And Benny Baker agrees with him 100%. TJ, sounds good, man. That sounds good, you know. And what he's calling, you know, the way he's calling it, civil disobedience, you know. So that's a very powerful words right there in the chat room. So
I remember back in the day with the what is it, the 100, what is it, the mile march, was it the 1,000 or 100 mile man march or whatever? I forgot the name of it.
That as well. Moving away from the
you remember, right?
Now,
yes, right.
And we're not seeing that.
The 100 million man march. I think that's what it was. The million man march. That's what it was.
We saw last
the
night.
Million man march
today that when
you know.
I don't know exactly what the criteria
that was a peaceful protest.
We've seen large crowds.
You know, no one was being,
police,
no one was being sodomized. No one was being attacked.
And then,
but we got the message.
You
know, there was a message that had to be told,
when we see the
and
non-lethal rounds fired.
It was received, and that's how. That's how it should be.
And that's what we
you know, you have an issue, and this is still an issue because we still have three criminals, and that's why I'm going to call them three criminals at large.
What the end goal is here? I mean, obviously no violence, but where police would like for them to go, because they seem very adamant about not being.
We got talked about it yesterday. Do you believe? Do you agree with me that there's three criminals still at large, or do you think that we
ambulances have shown up to 3 people?
That one prosecution.
Saw with their own cameras.
You know, Diesel, the most thing that I see on the chat, you know,
pepper balls, people that were way too close. They've had their eyes.
Okay, Lisa Escobedo say that dude needs to stay focused. He's protesting everything. Next, he's gonna protest about the fact that Taco Bell hasn't brought back
and correct me
the
if I'm
chili
wrong, Joseph or Jessica, of
okay,
serious injuries through this. And
Linda, that one building, I don't know if it burns. Yes,
it's
I mean, every single building is going down. But like I want to say to you, Diesel, is that you know many people on the chat room, they are talking about you know the actual situations, like different situations.
Those SWAT teams.
So let's see if we can focus in one main topic, everybody. Okay. For the moment. So go ahead, Diesel. Go ahead. Say that again.
Still young, as they say. Hopefully things
the main topic, the question I'm asking, guys,
people can protest
we still,
peacefully.
you know, my belief is we still have three
giving up. They
criminals
want their
at
voices
large.
heard.
And Jessica, and
You
part
know,
of
do
this may
you
be
agree with me,
it's simply
or
it's
do you
Friday night,
disagree,
and
or
it's
do you
dark,
think that
and it's
we
unfortunately
have one
when
person
stuff's
in
going on,
custody,
this is when stuff
and we
really
should stop
starts
here?
going on.
And,
It may be
and then the third
more
question
simple than that
is,
because who you know the
when I mean
real
stop
tense
here,
stuff we've seen has not
should the
been
riot
from
continue,
the thoughtful orators that we
or
saw
should
earlier.
they
This is just
defeat?
people out. And this is
You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
One of the organizers of this protest,
the way I
that was
see it,
earlier,
just the way I
was
see
asking
it.
people to go home, was telling
Maybe not the
people,
way that it's
"All right,
happening,
it's
but the way I
done,"
see
you
it.
know, and was doing everything
From the
he
beginning,
could to
from the
stop
beginning,
the protest from
the
getting
police officer
violent and stop that tension,
he was granted
from happening between
enough
the police
time to
and
go
the
home
protesters. But for
and
whatever
take care
reason,
of all his business.
at about 8 o'clock
Okay,
tonight,
I said that yesterday.
the
He was
officers
allowed
came
to
out
go
of the
home,
Capitol. They,
stay with his family for at
fired,
least 12 hours
those
before he was put into
balls on the crowd and dispersed tear
into
gas.
custody.
And,
Okay,
our crews,
in 2 hours you
hit by
can, if
that
your
as
home
well
is
and
owned by
being
you,
affected.
you
We've
can
seen
transfer your
people
home to your
being,
kids.
taken
If
away
you got
in
money on the bank, you can
ambulances
transfer
and
that thing to
having
your
trouble
mother.
breathing.
If you have money,
Let's go to
if you
Denver
have
7's
anything
Addie
else that you wanna,
Guajardo,
you know,
who
that you don't
was
want the
caught in
courts
the
to
mix of
know
that
that you
earlier
have,
this evening.
you know, you can get away with that in a couple hours. If you have a cell phone that where you have some, if you have two computers and you may be searching for some racist webpage, you may want to take care of those computers. You know, if you have a cell phone where you text somebody racist things, you may want to put that cell phone in the blender. And let me tell you what, you want to delete those. You want to put those SIM cards on the microwave. What I'm telling you right now is that the police give from the beginning. They give them the chance for this guy to get away with murder, man.
Want to protest
because
peacefully.
now,
As a matter of fact,
I mean, just think about all the evidence, you know, not directly into the case, but all the evidence that we point out, you know, what this guy's been doing for many years.
Protest. And
you know,
I asked him, I said, "Are you scared?"
that
and he
this
said,
not going to
yes.
be recovered.
He's like,
you
but
know?
I'm out here because I want
because
to
they give him the chance to
fight for the
get
next
out of his uniform, go home, go to the comfort of his house, and delete or destroy the evidence. So I think that, you know, they did very bad.
But at one point, my entire face was burning. So
I think they did turn off. Got it. I think they did very bad by allowing the criminal police officer to go home and get rid of evidence.
They didn't answer that question. So people are, just wanting justice for George Floyd.
I'm talking about all kind of evidence. You know, I'm not talking about evidence that will put him in as a guilty individual. You know, killing George Floyd. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, when you go to court, the police are going to look. The FBI is going to look into it. The FBI is going to look into your email. It's going to look into your Facebook. It's going to look into your Twitter. And then we start here, and then we end up. You know, they're going to look into all the cases that he handled. Who knows if this guy has any kind of evidence in his house, like most police officers do? You know, who knows if he keeps some notes that he maybe he want to destroy some notes. You know, that he can keep on home. You know, because let me tell you something. How these police officers get away with murder is that, you know, they put 5 people on jail for whatever reason, and they have to say a lie. They have to say a lie to get these 5 guys to go to jail. Yeah. So guess what I'm gonna do? Because I know I'm gonna be asked again about that lie again. I'm gonna have some notes, so I can replicate that lie. If you're smart, I gotta replicate that lie over and over, probably until I die. You've seen it everywhere. You've seen it on the TV, you know. And they gotta keep their T's crossed, you know. So maybe he went home, and now, hey, I gotta delete all this evidence, all these things that can incriminate me for other cases, can incriminate me to other things, can incriminate me, can put me as part of the whatever racist groups or KKK. Who knows? I mean, I really think that he should not be allowed to go home.
We'll find
you know?
that out later.
I think the FBI should
not the night for that.
Go ahead.
But and then on the other side,
I agree, but I'm not talking about some of the troublemakers in the crowd. Devil advocate Diesel
we don't want to
back.
vilify the crowd.
There you go. Listen to
the
this.
devil advocate.
There is thoughtful purpose behind
the devil advocate
the origins
is,
of all of this. So I want to be very careful. And if we accidentally with a slip of the tongue make it indicate
yes, he can destroy
that
evidence
rooting for one side or the other, that we think one side is in the wrong, one side is in the right, that could not be further from the truth. We want to show you what is going on in the city that you all love and care so much about.
You're being charged with this,
and this is
what
what's going
we're looking
on
into,
in Denver, Colorado
and nothing
tonight.
more.
An unfortunate standoff
what if I
between
was
police and a large
And we know that not all of these protesters are, participating in this violence. The majority of them, even right now, are protesting peacefully. We've seen very few people throwing things or doing graffiti on the Capitol or on those statues. It's the majority and large number of people have been peaceful as they continue to move and continue their protest right now at this hour. That crowd continuing to move down that street in a large number at this hour. But it is shocking when you hear those popping noises of those pellets being shot into the crowd. But again, those are non-lethal. They are meant to disperse crowds. But they are painful.
And also, Jessica, we talked earlier about, let's not forget the longest any television news in America has gone without talking about COVID-19. But let's not forget that is also going on. In fact, one of our cameras is showing the COVID-19 testing for Denver. So a lot of people have masks on, not for the pepper spray, but because there's a roaring virus out there as well. And we're just now getting to lift the stay-at-home into the safer-at-home as we move into the second month of that. But we're seeing the same scenes in Dallas tonight, in Atlanta tonight, in Los Angeles, in Louisville, in Washington.
Draw a big picture of, he may have been a KKK, or I'm not saying he is. This is all legit with this thing.
All sort of blowing together.
In his house. Blah, blah, blah,
we don't really necessarily
we have to treat this for what it is.
This type of protest with Denver.
Prosecuted for murder.
I don't think Denver has a reputation as
looking into the murder charge. We're not looking into
activists marching.
We're not looking into the fact that you may be.
And so that's
you
another
may
reason.
like
This is
different things
very
in the bedroom.
jarring and disturbing to see.
Well, don't you think that based on your conduct outside, because as a police officer, like in the military, you are a police officer 24/7, you're a military 24/7. Don't you think that the conduct that this individual might display when they are off the uniform might affect their duty, how they behave while they in
like
uniform?
Addie was saying, people are angry and upset. They want to see change. They don't want to just see things go back to normal.
Yes.
They want something
I
different.
do believe the conduct
Denver 7's Gary Brode ready for us now. Let's go back out to him live.
Are you breaking any laws?
Yeah, so guys, we are kind of making a U-turn at this point.
What he personally feels in his inside of his home.
I think I did mention
Is he breaking any laws? If that's how he feels,
several trash cans.
as long as he's coming out and being professional. He's out on social media. He's not doing anything on social media because social media, that would have been captured. That would have been captured. So if you're inside your home, what did you do inside your home?
We made a U-turn. We're back here on Lincoln, heading back towards the Capitol.
You do inside your home.
Near 14th. They're flipping over the trash cans.
Okay, that's a good point. Let's go back to Unicorn Riot, guys. Tonight is going to be another day one, guys. It's going to be another day one. I think there's more people today than during day one and day two.
Look at what y'all done. Y'all be proud of yourselves. We set the tone and we this is a revolution. When I say this ain't a riot, say this a revolution. This ain't a riot. 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 Come on, y'all. Now.
The fire department is protecting Metro Transit building in the distance in the background.
Are these construction workers in the background? I think there's construction workers, during the efforts, what's going on.
From my understanding, the wife that they're talking about is Tu Tao's sister. Tu Tao was the officer who was standing beside and not getting his partner off George Floyd.
To one of the other officers, she must disown him.
Wow, this is
it was her brother, right? The other officer was her brother.
And this is the thing, guys, like around this time, everything is nice, everything is cool. And it comes in the next hour and a half, and people start burning buildings. People start building, burning their homes.
And it's because folks like you guys are standing together in unity. And that is exactly what it's about. I love each and every one of you. I look at each and every one of you as my brothers and my sisters, because we right here, we fighting together. We in this war together. We in this
that subscriber
war together.
gets good for your subscribers.
White, black.
Good.
Religion is Christian or Muslim. I don't care what you are. We all in this together, y'all. And I'm so close. I feel so close to all y'all, and I feel safe with each and every one of y'all, because we are safe when we together. Say, we are safe when we together.
Would you feel safe inside that car?
Let me tell you something. I'm a little bit claustrophobic, so I won't feel I won't feel comfortable. But I got to tell you right now that there are not everybody. I will say that the biggest majority, yes, they do feel
now we need
comfortable and safe, but not everybody.
Do you think females can feel safe in this car?
Yeah, no. I mean, this is, I think, females got it tough everywhere, Females got it tough everywhere. I mean, that's it. That's the nature of the beast, I think that, in guys, playing devil's advocate again, I think guys are how you call it? We're supercharged, We're always going at 9,000 miles per hour, Not every guy can handle himself, getting couple those hundreds of messages, and being able to actually, thank you, that's it, So it's difficult,
Lisa, Escobedo, would you feel safe in this crowd?
They can't even come off their roof.
Lisa, what's the name of 1 second? No.
Well, guess who got the power now? We got
Linda, Jersey Linda. What about Linda?
Jersey Linda.
We got the power.
Would you feel safe there?
We got the power.
Why not?
We got the power. We got the power. We got the power. We got the power. Look at somebody on your left that you don't even know and say, we got the power. We got the power. We got the power.
Is that me? Can you guys hear me loud enough?
I think they can hear you. I think they can hear you, yeah.
We got the power. Oh, y'all, we got the power, y'all. Make some noise, man.
Can you guys hear me better? Should be able to hear me. So, Lisa Escobedo, tell me, would you feel safe in this crowd? Linda, would you feel safe in this crowd? Why not?
I'm gonna show you the crime statistics for Minneapolis.
So we're here on 31st and Nicollet Ave. A lot of these folks that were speakers are actually from Chicago, from out of town.
Minneapolis, yeah.
They sort of controlled the crowd, gave really good
statistics for Minneapolis crime data, guys, right here.
Rundown of all the cities that are happening right now, crimes, cities that are having protests and
property crimes.
Being a part of the uprising that has gone nationwide and even global
citywide,
at this point.
82 violent crimes. Year to date, 1,631 crimes.
Okay, good.
I think Minneapolis is a big city, so these numbers,
we can barely
make sense, Lisa, how can you not hear me? Okay.
Doing good work.
What's going on? She said we can barely hear you. What's going on?
Is he talking to me? Or are they talking to me? Or are they talking to me?
I think she's talking to me. One second. Let me get the volumes up right here.
The crowd is still
Are you there now?
big out here.
Hey, Lisa, thank you for the super chat. $10. I see you.
Oh yeah, we can really hear you. Okay. If you guys are gonna use the super chat, make sure that you. I'm gonna pay attention to her. Thank you so much for the donation, guys. For real. But if you have any questions, if you have something to say, and you want people to actually get in the conversation with you, use the super chat for it. Super chat is not just for me, you can send I don't know if you can send $1 or $2. I think that's the minimum you can do. Just do something, send something, put a question right there, get the conversation going, guys.
Right.
I'll turn the background
I
down.
don't know where y'all are out of, really. I mean, DC, whatever, New York.
She's the new rep. That's what happened. The background noise. Now we're even. Thank you. I need to hire her. Good to go, people. Good to go. I got to tell you something, guys. How Facebook is affecting on YouTube is affecting this stream right here. Earlier today, I did an hour and a half just showing a video from Unicorn Riot, and that video got 1,000 views, and we can barely pass 50 because YouTube is cracking down into these things right here, guys. Crazy.
Okay.
Tiger, where's my $20? I'm Barry. That's good. There's a guy with a
so the question I asked Lisa Escobedo and Linda was, if you were in a crowd like this, would you feel safe? Tell me either yes or no.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I don't think that. I mean, I believe that for I don't want to sound sexist, a female will feel comfortable if she is with somebody else, I mean, there's so much crime going on around, I can't, I know a bunch of females who are, they're fighters, they're champs, they're superheroes. They will go anywhere, they fight you and beat you down, but they won't feel safe going to places like this, There's a lot of
so if I don't feel safe in a place like this, what's the purpose of, what is the real message of people rioting?
Well,
let's really get down to that.
I heard you. So Lisa's saying I have a people phobia. I don't even like the grocery store. You know what? I got the same thing, but I got the same thing from PTSD. I just feel uncomfortable sometimes, and I try to stay away from people just because I don't feel safe. I don't know. What about you, Diesel? How about you?
I hate people. Yeah, I can't be around them for too long. They piss me off. I wouldn't feel safe regardless. That's why I was asking her. I wouldn't feel safe in this crowd because mainly I know eventually it's going to turn south because emotions are involved. And when you have emotions involved, and sometimes they're unchecked emotions, and people don't know how to express them properly, that's when the issues start to go downhill. That's when the burning of the stuff and, situations like this never end well when you don't have proper organization and you don't have limits. You don't have someone to rein you in, and there's no consequences really in a protest or a riot in this magnitude.
I just have seen so many
that's why I won't feel comfortable.
Anti-capitalist tags out here too. People are putting together all the big picture shit, and I don't think people want to stop anytime soon. This will keep.
I'm trying to fix this video, man, to see if we can get more individuals engaged here. But
yeah, that's what it is, John Harrison. If I don't feel safe, then go home. Exactly, I'll be home. I would definitely be home because I'm not for this life. I'm not built for this. Let me go home.
So I mean,
and then again, you got people out there. I don't really think their intention is to really get a message across. You could have did this in the daytime, which is the people who walk on the highways. That was the message. Okay, and now you're at night. Now you're trying to turn up.
Let me tell you something. I was talking to someone today who lives by me. He's chief of I won't say chief of, he's into law enforcement. He was telling me how they got word that people were hitjacking. like homeless people that are no good. They were going to these places because they know all these people are gonna get together, and it's like a safe haven for criminals, you know. Because I saw yesterday. I saw two new outlets talking about how 4 women were raped, and then I think 2 families got robbed out of the vehicles, you know. And I think the person who was driving, I don't know if it was a male or a female, got beaten down, you know, to take the vehicle, possession of the vehicle. So it's happening, man. It's happening, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm trying to tell people, hey, if you want to protest, if you want to be heard, if you want your message to go, you know, to where it needs to go, you don't need to be doing these kind of things right here. You need to be writing letters to your congressman. You need to be writing letters to the mayor. You need to be writing letters to the White House. You know, I do believe on civil protests. You know, I do believe that, you know, they should be going to the White House on the on their city, you know, to the mayor's office. I think that they should go to the police prison, you know, and then go over there, but don't be destroying things, you know, because at the moment that you start destroying things, I mean, people are gonna get prosecuted for this. Cameras are still running.
I think the best way to hurt or to make a message is do what we did when Rosa Parks couldn't get a seat. It's called boycott.
Oh wow, yeah.
Can you boycott the police department? No, but guess what? If you tell the mayor, you know what, this town is not going to whatever, do this. Go to the local Target across from the police station. You know, now the Target is going to put pressure on the mayor, you know, because they have people to feed, you know, so that's how you do things. Look at Corona. We were able, not because of the coronavirus, and everyone was hurting, we all came together. If you want to make a statement, you always hit somebody in their pocket. That's it.
That's crazy, man. You know, their pockets, they're deep, and I gotta tell you, because I mean, people like you and I, we still gotta go to work. We still pay our taxes. You know, I will pay. You know, most people like me, we pay Social Security, we pay state and federal taxes. You know, there's no bracket that says, hey, you ain't gonna be paying no. You know.
Protesting from the mayor's office.
I think the one thing that will you know hurt these individuals will be that the people that are actually working on the state, they don't go to work for a month, you know, because then they won't pay taxes for a month, and they will feel that number drastically, you know, because I'm paying, I mean $500 every paycheck, taxes, you know, you're like, what the heck is this? Where my money's going, you know? And I just count everybody that works, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know. So it's one of those things, man. So what's going on the chat? Lisa's getting a lot of attention by my viewers.
Lisa's getting a lot of attention. Yeah. Who is Lisa? Lisa, do you want to call in and speak your mind?
Yeah, I believe that she has a YouTube channel. She talks about, you know, very, very, very intellectual things on her channel. So
all right, let me go ahead and check her channel out.
Yeah.
Lisa,
do your thing. So don't forget to subscribe to her channel too. Shit. Okay, TJ, the mayor of Minneapolis is a bit of a feckless leader. I mean, we're seeing what he's going through, you know, what he went through a couple of days ago when this whole thing started. I think that I mean that he shows some kind of leadership. I will say that how you call it? I will say that the chief of police give him a great boost during the press conference. So. Let's see what's going on right here. I mean, people are feeling.
Lisa Escobedo.
My bill regulates use of force policies and excessive force policies in the United States of America. Please sign my petition and get us a police reform bill, please. And I love Unicorn Riot. What's up? Screw Trump voters. Fuck all of you.
Lisa
Fuck
does
you
not
all.
have a time. Hey, Lisa, do you want to call in, though? I think if you're going to do damage
police
property
reform, or even just
out
like
of
in general
anger,
right now, you have
it
people
should
talking
be the
about
property of those
abolishing the police,
that
but then
you
you
are
have people
angry
talking about
with
figuring out
the
ways
government
to
building.
have reform within the police department. And what that looks like in general here locally is what we've seen is groups
Lisa,
like Communities United Against Police Brutality have been
I do
pushing for the police
understand
to have insurance. And if they then kill somebody,
once again, we're
it would
talking
come out
about
of
how
their
to properly
insurance.
take their
They
anger
probably
out.
wouldn't be able to get
and-
funded, or they probably wouldn't be able to get insurance after they kill
I
somebody.
mean, they did.
And so
They
therefore,
did
it just
before the
bypasses
precinct.
the system that's already broken.
They did do that,
and puts in
and I do agree that
sort
you
of like
shouldn't
like she was
do
saying, a
damage
reform
to
bill,
innocent
something
bystanders'
to
property, because
help
that
the community
that
get
makes
some
no
kind
sense,
of justice
you know?
and accountability.
That
And
defeats
so
the purpose.
also within MPD, another thing, if you go to Unicorn
But
Ride That
I
Ninja
don't
and you
think
go
you
on
should
our front
destroy
page,
anything.
you go down a little bit, and from
To be honest.
the down on the front page,
Okay.
there's topics
Hey, Lisa,
police. If you go into that topics,
drop your email.
you can see a lot of our police coverage, but also you can see that
And we'll
in
make
March,
sure we block it
there was a group
so no one else
of
sees
community
it.
members. I think
And then we'll give you the Google,
Minneapolis for a
the
Better
Google number. So you
Police
can call
Contract
in.
is what it was called. That group actually went to. They've been
Okay,
fighting
guys.
to
Okay,
try to get
okay, guys.
the Minneapolis Police
take
Department
let's
contract
focus on this.
to be more fair.
Let's stay focused on this.
The contract
let's
allows
go
the
back
officers to
let
work
me bring it down,
like
bring it down
60-hour
real quick.
work weeks.
Hey, so hey Rick, Lisa's gonna try to call in. She's gonna give you her email.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then
Okay, let me make sure I do this the right way. 1 second, bro. Oh, you call Google.
it looks like everyone.
You call Google Voices. dude.
Everyone wants Lisa. Everyone wants Lisa.
Okay. Well, subscribe.
They're chanting.
Okay. So let's do something. 10 more people subscribe to the channel, and we get her on the chat room. Okay. And please share this video.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, Diesel. I'm gonna call you on my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
This things you guys make me do, huh? Do I have? Let me find Diesel's number real quick. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, guys. So going back to the comment. I call fight for freedom. Okay. Okay. Well, let me do something. Let me call 1 second. Where I'm at, right here. Okay, gonna be on the iPhone.
But in general, a lot of the community doesn't trust that. This is a car on fire, Wells Fargo here, Lake Street, on the 31st. There goes the first little blow of the fire. We've seen a lot of cars on fire. They don't really like blow up. I've never really seen one anyway. I've seen like 7 cars on fire in those last days. They don't really. They blow up like that, but it's not the whole thing will blow up. You know. There was USPS trucks yesterday that were set alight on the corner of Minnehaha and Lake. They were expropriated from the UPS.
Okay, guys. So some of you guys being asked, I need to see 9 more subscribers, guys. Don't play the game, okay? Don't play the game. So let's do a proper introduction to Lisa. Oh shit! Now we got music and everything. I'm joking, Lisa. Hey guys, thank you so much, Lisa, for joining the chat. A couple of people want to talk to you, ask you some questions. So let's stay in focus, guys. Okay, if it goes south, I'm gonna start blogging people. Okay,
Keep it PG.
keep it PG.
Please,
yeah,
please,
thank you.
keep it PG.
So,
Oh my goodness,
so Lisa, you've been listening to what's going on from the beginning. You know, I'm pretty sure you are very well versed in the on the matter. So, well, speak your mind. You got the mic is yours.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys said a lot. I don't necessarily agree with the rioting. I think it's a little too much for something like this. I'm coming from a different point of view. I've handled police brutality cases,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that it's only been 4 days. That's super quick. I'm telling you right now, that's super quick. If they went ahead and charged them, it's not even a thorough investigation. Not a thorough investigation will likely lead to an acquittal or some stupid lesser charge.
Okay.
They gave into the emotions of the people.
So tell me, Lisa, and this is Diesel speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So what else do they need? I mean, they have video. I mean, isn't that enough to corroborate that the guy died from asphyxiation?
No. The most important thing that you need is the medical examiner's report. And I guarantee that that's not done yet. It's way too soon. Also, I mean, I don't know if they've interviewed all the witnesses. You have to remember, we're only getting bits and pieces of the video. So there could be other things going on. Now, by all means, I'm not giving the guy a pass. I'm just telling you the process. I'm just explaining the process. When, the prosecutors jump the gun, that's how officers, they get off.
Yeah, right. They miss key factors. Corroboration doesn't match. Stories don't match up. Maybe he was, Mr. Floyd was hostile. I understand that portion, but
and there's one other thing too that the public truly doesn't know is that police immunity. So it's not if he killed someone. Okay. So police generally have immunity, and it takes a lot to breach it. Just from the clip of the video, I can tell you that it has been breached. It has to be complete gross negligence for them to breach police immunity. That's why I believe the other cops, if they get charged, it's going to be a slap on the wrist. I think that they'll probably get off with police immunity. But the actual offending officer, he did breach it. But it's a hurdle. That's why I'm surprised that the cops were already fired. I'm surprised that there was already arrest. It's such a big hurdle to get past that police immunity, to breach that police immunity. It's going too fast. And so my fear is it's going to go sour when it hits the court.
So what exactly is the police immunity in this? So you're telling me that I'm playing devil advocate. I'm not attacking you, all right? But you're telling me that it is okay for him to put his knee on his neck?
No.
And the other police officers to watch him do it?
The other police officers, they will have police immunity because they are just in the course of their job. I understand that one, or if not a few of them, were new recruits. They're good to go. I mean, it looks bad. A human being would have intervened, but on paper, they have police immunity. They're just in the course of their job. But the guy, the offending officer, he definitely is beyond that. He's not going to get police immunity.
Is it because he violated what they trained? They trained not to put their body pressure on a guy's throat like that. Is it because of that?
Generally, because imagine things are different from city to city, town to town, county to county. And this is not a county that I work in. So I don't know what the rules are, but I would assume that is not a proper anything.
Right. So, my brief background, I worked in investigations, so that's why we're talking, and that's why it's fascinating to speak to you about some stuff because I get a lot of insight. I did know about police immunity, but for example, the military. I can only speak for the military because I've been in investigations in the military. They have their level of...
This morning, corporate media was arrested.
Their level is so high when it comes to preserving life and all that other stuff that if they were to take it to a civilian court, that they wouldn't be prosecuted for half of the things that, they would have done. With this, you have cops that are witnessing something that is egregious. Shouldn't they step in and do something, or at least say something?
Well, we don't know if they said something to like their superior. We don't know that. But as far as for just what I can see in the video, they are just in the course of their job, and so they're going to probably get police immunity. They may get some sort of lesser charge, slap on the wrist to appease the public.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee that their firing won't even stand.
So how would you have handled the situation? Especially, let's go back from when the video was released, okay, and the FBI spoke. I think that's what really pissed everyone off when the FBI came there and they literally said, "Hey, we've been waiting for 2 hours, but we don't got shit." So tell me what you would have done in that situation.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
So tell me from the beginning, because I believe this all turned downhill when the FBI came on and they said, "Look, we're not going to do anything right now," which is what you're saying. You said that it takes time. We have to make sure we have a thorough investigation. So tell me how you would have handled that situation other than how the FBI handled it.
So what typically happens is that the police would not have been fired. I've never seen the police be fired this quick.
I agree.
What happens is that they would have been put on administrative leave.
Yep, I agree.
And then there would be an internal investigation going on simultaneously with the criminal police investigation.
Yep.
That gives them time for them to interview everybody, gather all the evidence. The most important thing in this situation is that medical examiner report. Because I know that it looks like murder, but what if it's not? And we're telling all of these people, yeah, we're arresting them from, we're getting all of their hopes up. And then what if it's something else?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So that's just going to inflame the situation more. I had a case where the criminal investigation was completed in fact.
Allegedly. Mm-hmm.
Well, no. It was, and actually you could probably Google the video because there's a video of it, but
we don't want to bust your files. We don't want to give up your identity and stuff. So allegedly you had a case. Go ahead.
Yes, allegedly. So the guy was he was a Hispanic male. He was already handcuffed. He's down on the ground at a McDonald's parking lot.
Correct.
The officer is slamming his head into the ground. He hit the guy's head wide open. He definitely had a TBI for sure. The criminal case was wrapped up. The guy I think it happened like May of last year. The internal affairs investigation is still ongoing. He's still on paid administrative leave. The court charge was just, it was like a simple assault and he got a fine.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And why did that happen? Because the investigation was rushed?
The investigation was rushed. Whenever the government or the powers to be gives into the emotions of the people, things will fall through the cracks. You can't arrest these. I mean, they didn't arrest OJ right away.
Right. Hey, look now.
He was a suspect, right?
That's correct. Yes.
He was a suspect. They did investigation. They gathered evidence. They may have planted evidence. Nonetheless, it wasn't like crime happened next.
Lisa.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. But the point is, it wasn't the crime happened next day arrest.
Correct. Okay.
It has to be an investigation.
So how long? So we're so naive. Okay, so we see a video of a guy. We don't see the whole video. Of course, we don't see I haven't seen the altercation from start to finish. I don't know how aggressive Mr. Floyd was. I don't know what was said.
It wouldn't even matter.
Okay, so we see the video, right? Mm-hmm. We see the cop do what he do. All right. So, what other evidence besides the what is it? When he dies, what is that? The morgue report? I'm not.
The medical examiner.
The medical examiner report. What else do we need to say? Okay, we think something is wrong here.
At this point, when it comes to the offending officer, not the guy standing around, but the offending officer, I think that's all you need is that medical examiner report.
Okay.
That's why the charges. Oh, it depends. I mean, I imagine that because one of the officers claimed that the guy was on drugs, so that's going to be lab work. That's going to be a couple of weeks. So,
why is it a couple of weeks? I mean, the military, we used to send our stuff to Eustacil. I don't know if you guys do the same.
Let me say something. Let me say something on the time. It's because of red tape. It's all about red tape. You know, they have to use the right protocol to go from one hand to another to make sure that the chain of custody is done properly. Because with so many eyes into this case, the last thing that they want is saying, "Oh, by the way, somebody who wasn't supposed to have this evidence." So, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
Contaminated it. Yeah. Okay, so with this, right? Is there? So I was always given, but the military is always a stickler for time. I was always given a certain amount of time to get a code from a case opening to the case closing. I was always given a certain amount of time that I had to complete the case. Is that the same with cases like this?
With this one, because it's so high profile, they will probably expedite it, but I still would say it would take a couple of weeks, which is why they charged him with both third degree murder and manslaughter, because they don't know what happened. That's how I know the medical examiner report's not ready, because they don't know what happened.
Okay.
So that's why they got both.
They just put a blanket statement. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Well, let me tell you guys. They
went broad as possible.
So what we see right here on the screen, guys, is the state of Minnesota County of Hennepin. This is the complaint. This is the warrant. It says count 1, murder, 3rd degree, and then they have a count 2 of manslaughter, 2nd degree, for negligence. And then the thing that that came to me into this into my attention was when I'm reading into the second page. The person who is doing this warrant is pretty much putting that the officer say to Floyd that he continued to move back and forward. Lane asks, should we roll him to the side? And the defendant say no. stay put where we got him. Officer Lane say, I am worried about excited delirium or whatever. Then the defendant say, that's why we have him on his stomach. None of the 3 officers move from their positions. That's what the video shows exactly. 3 officers on top of the guy, and then it goes to the video appears to show that Mr. Floyd ceasing to breathe or speak. Lane say, want to roll in his stomach. He say, QX check for Floyd's right wrist pulse, and said, I could not find one. None of the officers moved from their position. So right after, let me take this out of here. Right after the officer check that the Mr. Floyd has no pulse, they stay on top of him. I mean, I want to ask you guys why you guys think about that.
Yeah, at least I want to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. So did CPR? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the warrant only says that they checked the Mr. Floyd's pulse, and they found no pulse, nothing else.
So if they never did CPR, then that may cause more problems for those other officers. Did not know that he did not apply CPR.
Yeah, they
that would go into the statement that I was saying yesterday. Even if you have a combatant in Iraq or Afghanistan, and he is no longer considered, if he is down, you still have to provide medical attention.
That's correct.
And if you don't, then you're going to be liable.
So the county medical examiner conducted Mr. Floyd's autopsy on the 26th, and then the full report is not yet released, but they say the preliminary findings of the autopsy reveal no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxia or strangulation.
Oh,
Mr. Floyd, yeah, and then they.
Oh, man.
And then they say Mr. Floyd.
I think he's going to walk.
Yeah, Mr. Floyd has an underlying health condition, including coronary artery disease and hypertensive heart disease. The combined effects of Mr. Floyd being restrained by the police, his underlying health conditions, and any potential. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Like, totally jump the gun.
Yeah.
They're going to break the corona.
Yeah, it's right. It's right here for you guys to see. It's crazy.
Did you see coronary or corona? I thought you were talking about a heart attack.
They're gonna blame. No, this is exactly what's happening. They're gonna say that the guy was susceptible to corona. He already had a heart issue.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
But he was being. Oh my goodness.
They're talking about potential intoxicants. They're not saying, oh, he was under the influence of drugs, but they're gonna when they release the report, I bet they're gonna find all kind of drugs. I'm telling you, they got the evidence rooms right next to it. The only thing gotta do is get a vial of something and put it on the body. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So.
But I want you to remember something before we go. One second. I know
they rushed it.
Just remember this: 8 minutes and 46 seconds. You know what 8 minutes 46 seconds is?
No.
That's
ever.
No, that's dumbass. That's the defendant's time. The officer has the knee on Floyd's neck. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That's a long fucking time.
It is a long time, bro.
Yeah. I would think that always say that this is our time. Ricky, I know that you've heard me say it before. This is America's time. This is our time to implode. We're going down.
That's correct.
It's the hibachi restaurant right to the
country.
I just want to show you guys.
This is America. Don't let me not sing the whole thing so you don't get monetized.
And the breaking and smashing on Fourth Street.
I still see. I don't know, Lisa and Diesel. If you are looking at the chat room, let's see if we can start answering some of these questions. I know there's a bunch of people that wants to. I know there's people that want to ask questions to Lisa. So this is your time, guys. So
Single.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see, Lisa. Let me see if I got it.
There's people from Minnesota. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining.
He says it's not immunity as much as it is giving the police officer the benefit of the doubt, given the complexity of the job.
It is immunity, and I'm going to tell you,
LMPD finally
have handled some
looks like
of
they're
the most
marching
ridiculous claims against police departments.
This is
and so
Armory,
there is a need for immunity. I assure you. I mean, I've actually had somebody make a claim because when he
they're
was
marching down next to Manhattan Grill there.
The officers did not return all his burglar gear, his rope, his gloves, his flashlight, his lock picking set. I mean, ridiculous. You want your burglar gear back?
He got to rob again, man. So you're telling me, so with immunity, you're saying that there's a certain level of people able to just get away with things?
Well, it's not necessarily get away with, but if you're in the course of your job, let's say you have a no-knock warrant and you kick in somebody's door, well, they don't have to pay that back. They don't have to pay for that thing.
That is correct, guy.
So if I'm Mike Lowry from Bad Boy, and I'm going through Mike Lowry, okay, and I'm going through blowing up everything, but I catch the criminals, then I'm good.
Moving into this area right now.
As long as you're in the course of your job and it's not negligent, well, they don't have to pay that back. They don't have to pay for that.
That is correct. Hey, somebody asked for the link of the original stream. I'm pulling different streams from all over the country, but I put one of those links right there. So if anybody feels that they want to go see something else, that's the link right there. Okay, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Okay, peace. Does anyone know the original stream?
They don't have to pay that back.
That is correct. Do you think in a judicial sense the protest will help the original stream? I'm pulling different streams from all over the country, but I put one of those links right there. So if anybody feels that they want to go see something else, that's the link right there. Okay, don't forget to subscribe before you leave.
Armory, the police then surrounding those fire units may have seen the glow of a small fire. We're not.
This is crazy. I think that the more that we witness this right here, you can see this is the riots right here in Oklahoma. But think about it. The more we see what's happening on the country, I think the stronger the police is gonna come back after the whole thing is done. I think that laws are gonna be made. I think that rights are gonna be infringed because of the fear of something like this going. Just imagine that the nation,
walking west,
everybody, including
that there'll be less officers. I don't think that they're going to go back to work.
Yeah, I don't think that many people will choose the law enforcement as a career. And then it's not easy, guys. It's not easy to become a police officer. You have to be pretty boy, Ivy League, all A's, know nothing, because some states, and I hear a couple of my colleagues at work, they were talking how some states they get you to a polygraph, and let's say that you are the superstar, best on the academy. You go to the polygraph, and by the way, I smoked some weed when I was 11 years old, or 12. My brother gave it to me. Disqualified. As well. Don't matter if you're the best, just because of that. Other individual told me that people can, from work as well, told me that people can pass the polygraph just because they have something called Catholic
in the live stream here briefly, guilt? But we will see what we see along the way.
Yeah, it's to some Catholic. To some Catholic people, they feel that they're not worth anything just because they're human. They're not worth of being living, because God is so big.
Center of the screen.
You gotta Google that, bro. I have to Google it yesterday.
It sounds like Boondocks. The Boondocks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Type shit.
We're naturally master manipulators, so we can lie with no problem.
There it is, Lisa. So you're not single.
Got you. Thank you for the audio.
Thank you.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
You said you were single earlier, so you must be lying. Master manipulator.
No, I'm single.
Okay. Wow, that's Catholic guilt. Okay.
Yeah. So what else? What else we have on the string, guys? This is that what you see right here is Auckland, guys. So
what I want to know, if this guy walked because of the pressure, because of all this pressure, and they don't have enough evidence. What do you think will happen?
I think it's going to be this times 1,000. We were in the quarantine, so we're stressed from that. People are extremely stressed over having Donald Trump as president, which it's a whole nother thing. It's just too many emotions. People have too many feelings. Like, slow it down like everybody else.
But this happened, and I had a good friend of mine. His name was actually Giovanni Cordova. He was actually one of the cops that were, I think he was accused of murder for Freddie Gray.
Mm-hmm.
I actually grew up with this cop. He was a friend of mine. I grew up with him, and I think he was proven not guilty. I think this case was in New York.
That is correct.
Look it up.
We went over that last night. That's correct, Diesel, what you're talking about.
Yeah, Giovanni Cordova, and that's one of the cops. I don't know the other name of the cops, but I think that people will eventually get over it, like we've always been able to get over it, because this is not new. The young guy who I was talking about yesterday that was in Georgia who got shot by two white guys. It was news for a couple of weeks, and then after that it fell off. This is only, I don't think it would get worse a little bit, just a tad, and then after a while it'll be like, okay, there's no more TVs to rob, there's no more buildings to burn. Let's just stop this. That's what I think is going to happen.
The only thing is that there's too much going on at one time, and that wasn't the situation with
Freddie. Okay,
Freddie Gray. Right.
Yep.
There's just too much. People can only take but so much at a time, and I don't know. I've just been talking about this for years. This is our time. The end of societal life cycle.
It's going to be citizens versus government in the
end. So what
end.
happens at the end of our societal life cycle? I like societal life cycle. I like how you said that. What happens?
Hey guys, give me sorry for interrupting.
Later, and that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting, guys, but I got to mention somebody that just gave an amazing donation to the channel. Ryan Upchurch. He just donated $500, guys. And he's saying this is crazy. It's going to be citizens versus government in the end.
You know how many ribeyes that is?
Do you know?
That's a lot of ribeyes.
That's a lot of streams that we got to do to put that. Hey, Ryan Upchurch, thank you so much, man, for the bottom of our hearts, man. Let's focus on his question. Let's focus on his comment. It's going to be a citizens versus government in the end. What you guys thinking about this?
Lisa's smarter than I. Let her explain.
She's just well versed, She's well versed.
I think she should join the chat. I think she should be a normal.
Okay.
The life cycle, our end, what will happen is the same for any other civilization. We're either going to be wiped out. When I say wiped out, I don't mean like everybody's going to die. I mean, America is going to be something. Or we're going to divide. I think Actually, I think America is way too big, and we would be better suited as 3 instead of 1. Or somehow we'll make it through the fire, which I doubt that. But there'll be a rebirth, and that's happened to every civilization throughout the history of civilization. So start with the first. Mesopotamia is now Baghdad. So
I mean, don't you think we already went to our rebirth? I mean, we had slavery, we had the Civil War, we had not really Vietnam, but yeah, slavery and the Civil War. Have we changed from that, or?
Well, first, there's always multiple. That's why it's a cycle. It's a societal life cycle. So it will repeat itself. I mean, China is 5,000 years old. How many do you think that they have? I don't really consider the Civil War as the end of a cycle. I kind of think of that as like a summit, because we didn't really. Yes, there was the Confederate States, but it's just kind of it was like a surface country. It wasn't like
Queen. Talk to say Queen.
I still think that there was still so much love between the North and the South. That's why we lost. It wasn't like a complete breakup. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I don't want anything to do with you. I hate you. It's love. So I think of it as a scrimmage. I don't think of that as an end of a cycle. It was like a fight. It was a fight. They had a fight.
So are you Hispanic? I mean, Escobedo.
No.
Italian?
No. Escobedo is American.
Okay, cool.
He's no longer married.
Why are you single? Oh my God.
I'm single. My maiden name is Lisa Body.
Lisa Body, okay, whatever you want to be called today.
Okay, guys, but by the end of this chat room, we're gonna end up with some other issues, guys. I posted Ryan's Upchurch channel. Show him some love. I know that we don't have too many people watching this stream right now, but I mean, once again, Ryan, thank you so much, man. I mean, you guys are amazing, and then we'll be good, man.
So. Well, wants you to be replaced. Yeah.
Hey Ryan, go ahead. Send me a DM, and I can add you to the phone call.
Yeah. We can see what you're talking about, Ryan.
Yeah.
But okay. So the life cycle. Okay.
Okay.
So we're at the scrimmage. Okay, but who won the scrimmage?
Well, the North technically won. The Union won.
That's what the story says.
I got the North winning the scrimmage.
Okay.
But as far as our cycle, like, where is it going? Is it going in a positive direction? Or is you just telling me it's a damn big ass circle that we're destined just to go back into so we're going to have a high times in our work. Are we on the up or the down? Which one?
We are on the down. We are on the down. And we're on the way out. We are definitely on a down.
So you're telling me that Lisa Bobby
body, like your body, circle.
Okay. Your body. Okay. Where are you? So are you? That's what I'm saying. What's your race? Are you white, black, other?
I'm black. We are.
Okay. You're black. Okay. Cool. So you're black. And so you're telling me that black people are just going to, are we going to separate? Are we going back to Africa?
Oh, geez.
So there's a whole separate theory that I have regarding black people.
Yeah.
I do a lot of research. It's like my hobby.
Okay.
So it's a whole separate theory regarding black people. So to me, I think that black people are being phased.
What?
We are being phased out.
Okay.
We are.
It actually makes sense, when you look at, in the political arena, people are not winning. People are not winning for the black vote anymore. In many places. So the
that's what I'm saying. When was we ever phased in?
Okay, so we were brought, or our ancestors, because I'm black. I don't say that I'm African American. I'm black.
Come on, Queen.
So,
come on. Queen.
So our ancestors were brought here to be a plentiful, cheap labor source.
Got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, we got the gift of knowledge. We learned who we are. We, got right. Started to stand up for ourselves. Now we're a liability.
Okay.
Okay. And so, the government still needs a cheap and plentiful labor source. So
Mm-hmm.
then, have a mass influx of illegal immigrants.
I know you wasn't going to the Mexicans, man.
Why's it gotta be Mexicans?
I'll be the Hispanic.
Not even the term Hispanic.
We're
gonna lump a whole bunch of different groups of people into one thing.
We're gonna go immigrants. We're gonna go immigrants. We're gonna go West Indians. We're gonna go because I'm West Indian. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna go all that. Okay. So go ahead.
So they were brought here, and we were pushed into urban areas, ghettos.
Mm-hmm.
We're given a lot of government and
ghettos is actually the term that the Jewish or the Hebrew, well, let's say Jewish. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll tell you about that. Go ahead.
Okay. And we were given a lot of incentives from the government to be quiet and do the least.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit got broken. It's no different than what happened to the Native Americans. Have you ever been to the Bureau of Indian Affairs website? They are literally taken care of from birth to death. Anything they want. Home, school, clothes, healthcare, everything. And their population is the smallest because they don't have the will. That's the same thing that's happening to Black people right now. That's why our population is going down. We used to be number 2. We're now number 3. Census.gov.
Crazy. Yeah.
More.
Who's number 2?
The government calls them Hispanic.
Oh, Ricky.
I mean, there's. I mean.
American. He's from. Come on now. He's not a foreigner.
Yeah, this is the thing I want to bring to you guys is that I mean, you guys call it we're joking about it, but this is very serious. It's happening as we speak. Look at these people on the streets. It's showing, and it's just gonna continue to grow.
Foreign people here than there are Black people.
That is correct. Yeah.
Can you believe that? There are more foreign-born people than Black people.
Hey, Ryan.
I can believe a lot.
Ryan is saying something real quick. He says, "No, what's this? 1 second. I see right here. With major downs come major ups if they're done correctly. Major downs. Maybe he's talking about these riots.
I want to hear Ryan. Like, what do you mean with major? Like, so you're telling me I need positive Patsy right now, Ryan. I need to see that we're heading on the up. I don't think I disagree, Lisa. I think with stuff like this, we have Trump. Look, I love Trump. I don't care. I don't love Trump, but what I'm saying is he has a purpose. Everyone has a season. Everyone has their purpose. I don't think that we're going to slash and burn. I think we're at the precipice where we're seeing things, and it's not just black people seeing it. It's white people seeing it, Hispanic people seeing it, Asian people seeing it, and it's called justice, plain and simple. When what's that boy? He got out the restaurant. He got shot by the cop. I think he was a young guy. I think he was actually robbing the store.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken. And then the cop shot him, and people are like, "Oh no!" That was all black people reporting on this. The fact that we're coming together, especially in this time of need, I think that we're only going to get better as a people, especially with our younger guys. Look at these young people that are coming together. They're stepping up to be a leader. Maybe this may have been a cycle of negativity with the older heads, but these young people, they don't want to see. They just want justice. They don't want all this dang on drama.
But then when they don't get it, what do you think's going to happen?
It's called drama, but I mean,
when they don't when they don't get it, they go to something that we call it social media. We go cry ourselves to social media, right? And again, like this guy's making some points. I don't know if you're paying attention to the chat, but Ryan goes again and says, one second, where he says,
and the youth and I do.
It says right here. He says, "I do because conversation is good." Okay.
He made a point about Facebook.
Or they just listen to Facebook.
Yeah.
That's true.
This country doesn't talk anymore. They just listen to Facebook. And as we saw right today, President signed an executive order, trying to fight this back, because Twitter, Instagram, you call it. If you look a bunch of
engineering.
They have to make their mind. Are they gonna be how they call it two words, editor, or they're gonna be like a content creator or something like that. And then I was listening to that press conference today, and he was like serious, and I really feel that because I follow a bunch of people in like on YouTube and Facebook, and they've been I won't call it marginalized, but they've been muted, I don't get their videos. This guy from the mud clubs, what's the name of this guy? There's so many people who are being right now censored because of their content, because they are, you see that most of the not liberal, but conservative media out there is being censored, and it's sad,
Yeah. This is a freedom. This platform can also be abused. Okay. But I fought for the right for people to have the freedom of speech. And it doesn't matter. Their freedom of speech.
Thank you, TJ.
If I don't like their freedom of speech or what they're saying,
right,
I change the channel. I don't agree with the KKK. I don't agree with what they stand for, but they have the right to march. They have the right to protest. They have the right to say what they want to say. Now, they don't have the right to touch. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay? But they have the right to do so. So you cannot, how dare you censor someone?
Yeah.
You censor someone that is expressing how they feel, and it's not really affecting someone. You're not taking someone else's, you're not killing someone else. That's it. You're not really harming someone else.
That is correct.
See the issue with that. No,
Let me point out real quick. The channel I was talking about is this guy right here, Louder with Crowder. This is the guy that goes to the colleges, and he put these boots right here, and in a civilized manner. And he's like, "Hey, I don't believe in abortion. I think this is murder. I don't believe that there's 75 gender. Change my mind. And I started listening to this guy, and then I was at the beginning. I was like, man, he's kind of an asshole. But then when I saw his interactions of him on the college campuses and anywhere that he pretty much targeted places where liberals gather, he pretty much have a decent conversation. He was able to have smart, intellectual, down to earth conversation with people, and he wasn't feeling himself like in a high horse or something. He was just a decent individual. Just changed my mind. If you feel so strong about there's 15 different agendas, change my mind. And then he does have great points. So Lottery Crowder, don't forget to follow that channel.
I respect him regardless because he opened the forum for conversation.
Right.
He wants to have the conversation. When we sit here and we put someone in a box, we don't want to have the conversation. And I'm not, like I said, I'm gonna say, Lisa, that I don't agree this legal thing because I don't think that's our box. I got you. History, we learn from history. Okay, we can see trends from history, but guess what? History changes. It can change. It doesn't have to necessarily go the route that we see our forefathers go.
I think that history repeats itself every single time. As long as human beings are human beings, they will react the same way to the same situation. The only way that will change is evolution.
I got you. Okay, so
and I can name you countless examples.
No, okay. I know you got a lot. But I know you got a lot. Trust me. I know you're well versed in everything. Okay, so if history repeats itself, and we as human beings know history repeats itself, why did you get married if you know you were going to get divorced?
How about this? I've been married twice.
So you're telling me you're a glutton for punishment.
Because history repeats itself.
But we have individuals. But what I'm saying, you're a glutton for punishment. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying that human beings are human beings, and human beings will react the exact same way to the exact same situation every single.
So what happens to the individuals that have been married one time and they stayed with them the rest of their lives?
Well, that's good for them.
They changed it though.
That's not a situation. That's someone got married. It's not an example of society. Socialization.
Okay, so you're telling me that when I look in the history book, I would say in 2020 there was approximately 20% of people that got divorced, and in 2021 I should see the same thing. Is that what you're saying?
So I can tell you that in history there was a time where people got married and they stayed married, and then there was a time when people just started to get divorced left and right for no reason. I mean, that was definitely true in medieval England.
Are you a pessimist?
I'm a realist. It is what it is.
Okay.
It's life. This is life. I've seen a lot of stuff.
I got you. I can understand. So if history is to repeat itself, correct?
Yeah.
If it's hold on. Here you go, TJ. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Wow, that was pretty good. So if it was to repeat itself, so you're telling me, right? Which part of rewind are we headed to? Are we headed to total destruction, total anarchy?
Right now, it's back to the headlines. It's like we're living at the end of the Habsburg Empire, the end of Austria-Hungary, just before World War I. Down to the headlines. The things that are in the headlines about Trump, are very similar to the things in the headlines of Delta Kaiser. I'm not even making that up. The only difference is the wardrobe.
Why haven't we gone back to biblical times?
I mean, there are examples in biblical times where.
Hey, Ryan, you're gonna have to call me, man.
Babylon.
Send me that DM, man.
Okay, cool.
Babylon was one of the civilizations that didn't make it through the fire. Remember, I told you there's you can either split, come back stronger, or no longer exist. That would be Babylon. And guess how it ended?
I don't know. Tell me.
Progressivism, influx of immigrants.
So, in conclusion, that we need to get Lisa a husband so she can think more positive.
You be positive. You be positive. I am positive.
I got you. I got you. Believe in peace. I think, who said this? 24 Savage. Okay.
24 Savage.
That, guys. I believe in peace. I think they've made their point in time to go home. Officers should have been charged right away. That's why this is still stringing along. Well, I do agree with Lisa with that point. You don't want it. So hold on. If I charge you of something, Lisa, does that necessarily say you're not convicted?
No, but what does that say to the public? Again, these are people that have very high emotions. And if he would have been charged right away without the investigation, let's say they went ahead and charged him with murder 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so murder 1 is like premeditated.
Okay.
Everybody's all happy. Yay, murder 1. What? And they come to find, what did that Emmy report say again?
Right. So why can't I just charge you with a lesser crime, right? Pending a larger one.
Because then the people would be like, no, that's all they charged him with. How dare they?
Well, I don't think the people are. I'm not trying to call the people ignorant, but a lot of people don't know what's the difference between manslaughter and murder 3. Can you explain that?
So, manslaughter is likely an accidental death. Murder 3 is murder, but I think it's like not the intent to kill, but not an accident. It's like a gray area. It varies from state to state. That's not the same across the board.
Okay.
Assistant chief on the phone, the assistant fire chief on the phone.
I don't even know if every state has a murder rate.
Certainly, a lot of people have been asking throughout the evening,
where
are
normally
the police? Well, now they're showing up, and they are in fact arriving there.
I guess depending on that more detailed medical examiner report,
we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We did see some video earlier of them walking by an area, big group of them. So it does appear that they are in fact
the other issues he had going on.
And a lot of the things that have been looted and burned are the stores and the restaurants.
As long as his intent was not to murder, it could be manslaughter.
That is correct. The preliminary report shows that the doctor is saying it wasn't just the knee. We're thinking that it was the preconditions, and then they're thinking it was also the drugs that allegedly were on the body of the individual.
And I think it's important.
Let me touch you something right now, guys.
Many protesters out there.
I see more comments. Ryan commented again. We can right now, these people rioting have no direction. But then he mentioned how can they, when the media purposely leads them into fire, no pun intended. So pretty much, he's pretty much, somehow not blaming, but pointed out that, I mean, there's money being thrown at this, because, the media is getting their coverage. worth
So again,
money.
we're
You know,
looking at
every
large
time you
crowds
see
here. There's a
CNN,
fire burning. We know that there are
NBC,
several
Fox,
fires that,
what you see, a
have
ball of
been
fire like I
started
have behind me,
and
mother's
especially around that
crying,
5th
okay,
precinct,
and a man in a
which we're
casket,
trying to
you know.
get some more information about what's happening here. But we know
you know,
DPS and the
back to
governor
the
have
back
both
to the
said in
comment.
the last 10
How can
minutes
they,
that 350
when we, the media,
officers
when the
are
media
marching
purposely
toward
leads
the 5th
them into the
precinct
fire
right now
you
to
know?
break up the
Can we blame the media?
and to also protect that building?
Well, the media
and
needs
to
to
get
talk
people
about
to
this more than
adhere to this
anything.
curfew
Because
that
of
started
those
at 8 o'clock tonight.
Flynn
And again,
concepts that
at 8
came
o'clock,
out.
you know, nothing really happened
Yeah.
here. And, you know, that curfew was supposed to go into effect and none of the crowds
wanna
disappeared.
bring
And then
that
we've
up
also watched crowds
because
on the interstates tonight,
doesn't look good on
35W
them.
and 94. Peaceful crowds, but crowds that are getting
Do you
on
think
the
that the media is
interstate and blocking
covering this
traffic.
properly the way they're
And at
supposed to,
one point, the
or you
crowd
think
on
that
35W
they're
did start
using
a fire,
you know they need
and
George
we
Floyd
saw,
name
people getting into a
in order
UPS
to
truck
you
as
know
well.
profit,
Right, and you can see we
know,
just
'cause
zoomed in
profit,
on another
you know,
people
doing a
who are
YouTube
doing the
video, you know,
curfew,
while you make a couple
obviously.
$100,
Just standing there
you
at
know,
this
but
point,
I
not
mean,
really doing a lot, and that
running
is the
ads
case
that
in these
will
crowds.
cost $50,
Most people just
$100,000
kind of standing
every 2
around,
minutes, you
but,
know,
as we
I
all know,
mean,
it only
they're
takes a
benefiting
few
from that. So
to really
so,
cause
I
a
mean,
problem, really, you know, cause some
I think the media
chaos
is
in the
definitely
city,
taking
and that's exactly what's happened
advantage of
tonight
people's
for
raw
the third night
emotions,
of
and I
the
think
real
that
violent
they
stuff,
are
and more fires, numerous fires
adding some
burning at this
fuel
point.
to
But
the
earlier
fire.
we had what, the Olympic Cafe burning.
Yep, in North Minneapolis.
Diesel, what about you?
North Minneapolis off Broadway, very popular cafe there. And then
the media,
a gas station also burning, and then just little fires then here and there throughout the area.
The media is doing what the media
a lot
does.
like it did last night.
They have
when
their
I was
own
down there. Maybe not as
perspective of
the crowd
reporting
was
what
big
they
last night
believe
outside the Third
that
Precinct.
should be
This
reported,
crowd seems to be a little bit more split
based
up
off of,
into various parts of the city, and now
based
we're
off
zooming in
based
on what
off of
appears
rating.
to possibly be something
I mean,
else.
if they were to
Smoking?
explain
Yeah, another building.
the
There's smoke
charges,
coming from the inside.
because
Can't see the
everyone was
flames coming
happy.
through the roof.
If they
Not
were
sure
to
what
explain
that
the charges
is,
and how Lisa explained
but
these
it just
charges,
gives you a picture of
then
what's
I don't
happening
think
in this area
people
of
would be
Minneapolis right now. The
ecstatic
fires.
that he got
and then,
charged with
I can't tell what that
manslaughter
blue light is.
and murder 3.
It is a police
They
squad.
would be more
lights,
patient
yeah.
and say, you know
So,
what,
you know, we're seeing that squad,
let's
but
do
I mean,
this
just
correctly,
the number of fires, this is becoming a nightly
and let's
thing
get
where
a proper conviction.
we're just seeing so many
If the
fires
media would sit
and
there
so
and
much
explain,
violence.
this is this
And
is
these
the
fires again are
timeline.
burning without firefighters.
This is what we're
around
going
them.
in. But what
You
the
know, we're
media
used
has
to
been
seeing,
doing
of
is
course,
pushing
firefighters
race.
with their big ladders, spraying the
of
water,
course, it
but
didn't help
not tonight.
the fact
and the
that
fire department making it
all
clear
the
if it's not
prosecutors,
safe for their
or majority of the
firefighters, they will not go
prosecutors,
there
are
and
like,
fight the fire. And now you see
you
somebody
know,
throwing
they
something,
don't
rocks or
have
something, and then running away.
any
and
resemblance
that
of
seems to be the
of
case.
what the
Certainly,
victim
a
looks
lot of
like.
people
And
yesterday,
then, you
at
know,
times, you know, a
and
small
that's
group
what
of
they're
people, I
pushing.
should say,
They're
would
not
throw
pushing
rocks
the
or
Lisa
other things at police. They would
body.
return with either the rubber bullets or the tear gas.
Right.
It was kind of a back and forth thing.
They're not pushing the Lisa
I don't
body
know if that's what was happening
in the
that case,
world.
but
They're
somebody
pushing
obviously throwing
what
something.
Trump is saying.
Yeah, and the governor's saying today too
if you
that
loot,
he understands and respects
the looters
that there's
come,
a
the
lot
shooters
of mistrust
come
with the
type
police
crap.
department, especially
You know,
after what happened on Monday evening.
It-
but
it-
asking people to
it is
please
what it
let
is.
the
I mean,
police come
So I
in
got
the media
to
is
restore
they
order, to
weaponize
protect
this
property,
stuff a
to
lot.
protect
I
lives.
got the latest
Some
of
these
threat, you know, the
buildings,
latest
people live above
from
these storefronts.
Donald Trump, our
And
president.
then we can do the real work to heal
Trump
the
2020, by the way.
but we can't do it like
Latest
this.
tweet, you know, and he comes into social
think you made a
media,
point. You said
you know,
some
by
people
means of a
live,
tweet
you
and
know,
says,
up
I
above
can
these,
stand
and I
back
think
and
we
watch this
heard
happen
from
to
some
a great
residents
American
tonight who are
city,
really getting scared
Minneapolis.
as,
Minneapolis,
these
you know, beautiful city.
incidents, these fires,
A total
these,
lack
this
of
violence
leadership.
kind of spreads
Either the
throughout the
very
city
weak
and
radical
various
left
parts of the city.
mayor
It is kind of
Jacob
bleeding
Frey get
into
his
some
act
pretty
together
residential
and bring the
areas, and
city
I
under
know some
control,
people,
or I
have
will
been
send in
frightened that it's
the National Guard and get the job done right. What do you guys think about that? He's about to do it. He's about to pull the plug.
They are getting frightened by
45 is going to 45 is going to
so again, we're watching the crowds.
Hey, I'm telling you. Let me tell you, Lisa. Let me tell you something. Me being in the military, me and Diesel too, we just retired. If the commander in chief decide that Wednesday morning he wants a parade, Wednesday morning he gets a parade.
And we know that the Fifth Precinct
if a company commander can get, not 1 second. If a brigade commander can get 1,000 people online anywhere, deploy piece, whatever the case, FTX. If the commander in chief wants a couple thousand, 5,000, 10,000 people in Minneapolis, let me tell you, boots on,
And
it's
again,
happening.
people have been asking all night long.
I think you should talk less about this incident because people, especially people in the media, and also people who really don't know the separation of powers in state and federal government, they keep lumping Trump into the problem when he has zero to do with state or local government.
The Minnesota State Troopers.
I think that it's best for him to, he said his little, I'm sorry that this happened. He spoke to the family, and I think he could just leave it at that.
Chief Tyner, can you give us a sense of
So
how
you're
many
talking about
people
separation of
have
church and
gathered
state.
tonight, where specifically you're seeing these groups of people, and where the fires are located? Can you kind of map it out for us right now, what's happening at this
But when does the federal government step forth when there's obviously inadequate leadership?
On parts of the south side and then some parts of the north
side. It's not the federal government's place. This problem is,
and now it seems to be a lot around
the problem of the local government. So the government needs to step in.
Right in that Lake and
The local,
Blaisdell area.
apparently it's an ongoing issue in this state. So
if I understand you correctly, Chief, you said that you're now getting help from MPD and the state so that you can go in and fight these fires, but it's midnight. What did they were telling you? What were they telling you before now as far as getting you help so that you can go in and do your job? What has been happening with up until now?
The federal government say, hold up.
So I wasn't part of those discussions.
Normally
I
speaking
can't
of
say specifically what delay
and honestly, if the governor would have called in the National Guard sooner,
so had some delays in getting to the fire.
then I doubt these other occurrences in these other cities would be.
So you are able to get in there right now.
So
do you feel confident as we head into these
think
overnight
that
hours
the president can
that
come
you're going to be in a better
and save
position
all
than
these?
you've been
I
in the
really
previous
think that
evenings?
it's something only the governor can do.
Feels like we're in a better
don't think it's a federal government issue. It's not the federal government. I mean, I don't mean to sound so flippant, but it's not the federal government.
Is there a specific fire that you're heading to right now? Is there one major concern right now? I know there's several things burning, but is there one that is really flying high right now that you're focusing on?
There's been a couple helicopters.
I don't think there's any one that we're focusing on.
Where he's saying,
the fire department split up into different teams so we can cover as much ground as possible.
Okay, and Chief, real quick, you mentioned that you want to be your firefighters are supposed to be safe. What do the protesters? What have they done over the last couple of nights that makes your firefighters feel unsafe?
He can lead the country in the
mainly. Well, we've been
let him
rocks.
I mean, there's something that we need to think about when we talk about sending the military by the president. I mean, it's not just sending people there, because if you send military right now, the only thing they're gonna do is they're gonna be bodies, like Lisa body, they're just gonna be just a person in the road stopping other people from going across. What we need to talk about is rules of engagement. What type of rules of engagement are they gonna give to soldiers or Marines or airmen?
Last night, it just feels like that in my gut, and I don't have a count on American fires tonight.
But he can't, you know what I'm saying? He can't, they can't engage. Imagine U.S. Army personnel shooting.
Let's talk about Katrina. That happened. Let's talk about Katrina. The military have rules of engagements. We can go back to that, and then it is crazy. It's less likely that those guys are going to be shooting citizens, because it's not the same thing. A police officer who's been trained to do this on our soil, in America, but we're talking about, they're not going to be carrying M9s, they're going to be carrying M16. Everybody, M249s, rocket launchers. It's crazy, too much. But if they get sent down to the field, they must have rules of engagement. What kind of rules of engagement they're gonna get? Don't know, but they must have some.
Most of the activity has been on
going to get deployed to
protesters. That's where the tragic death happened.
I don't want to call it deployment, but literally,
the north side has gotten
Donald Trump was talking about, I guess, the border. I guess people were
That's an important
making
point
their
that you
way
bring
up
up.
to
We've seen
Mexico
protests in
and trying to
Atlanta,
cross
Charlotte,
over
San Jose,
into the
Des
United
Moines,
States.
Indianapolis, Washington, D.C., and a
Our
whole host
rules
of other
of
cities
engagement
where there has been
so
some
limited
tension that
to
has
a
boiled
point
over
where
into some violence.
if they
So
were,
we're seeing protests
if
across the
we
country
witnessed
tonight as a
someone
result of
across
what
the
happened
border,
here.
let's say they were in Mexico,
All right, Chief Tyner,
committed
is there anything
crime,
else, Karen, that
we
you can
could
think
not
of?
engage. And even if
And Chief Tyner, would you be
were
available
able to
throughout
cross
the
the border
overnight hours
somehow,
if we had to check back with you?
all our jobs was to
You can check back. I don't know if I'll be available or not. It kind of all depends on what's going on. But certainly, welcome to give me a call.
Of course, we would have
One
to
thing I would
engage
leave with you is that
using
our
our
main concern is life
smallest,
safety of both the safety
smallest
of the
munitions.
residents and the people out
We
there,
couldn't
and
start
the
off with a
safety
50
of our
caliber.
firefighters. So that's our primary
So
goal.
if they were taking water,
Buildings are
let's say they
secondary,
wanted
but
to
we're
take
trying to
water, they wanted to take
Chief Tyner,
food.
thank you
we
very,
couldn't
very much
engage.
from the Minneapolis
But if
Fire
they were
Department. Good
sitting
luck
here
tonight.
trying to damage and wrap or trying to
All right, I
destroy
think we have Tom
Humvees, then
Lydon
we
on
could.
our phone, Fox 9's Tom Lydon.
And I was wondering, before we talk to Tom, if we could go back to our field crew, where we have the picture of the fire. It looks like traffic is moving at 35W northbound
I don't
and
know if you
33rd
guys
Street. I
ever
know
seen
a
any
little while ago we did
documentaries
have
about the
some folks
LA
who were
riots
stopping
after
traffic on
Brockhampton,
35W, but
92,
if
I
there's a
think it
chance.
was.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get back to the other shot that
There's
shows the crowd and some fires.
whole
We'll
lot
get
of
back to that as
cement.
soon as we can. Tom Lydon on the phone.
The National Guard went in, and
Hi, Tom.
I mean, it got really quiet really
We
quick.
don't have Tom Lydon just yet.
We'll get to
So
it,
I
I
think the
promise.
National Guard
But he was great to
would
talk
be
with
just
last night
fine.
as we
Don't have to worry
started
about the
to hit the
Army.
late night hours.
Not that they could
and
go.
talking about the Third Precinct and the questions that we all were asking about. What was the plan
You'll
going
be on
into
the front
this?
lines, Lisa. That's all.
The National Guard has to be mobilized by
totally
the
be
governor.
on the
It has to
front
be a
lines.
request. So there's procedure, and
I think it was interesting, and Chief Tyner
If I wasn't so old.
couldn't address that or wouldn't address that. I mean, it's midnight, and we've been talking about these fires since 9 o'clock at least.
eligible to join.
And he couldn't really address what has happened before
I don't think
midnight
I'm eligible to
because the
join.
firefighters are just heading out now. They're just
if the
finding it safe
president
enough to go
were
out
to
now
send the
and start
army,
fighting the fires
then
that
it
are
would
burning
mostly
everywhere
be a show
on the
force,
north
in
side
my
and the
opinion.
south side. He said, I think it's
That's what
mostly the
TJ
south
said.
side right
If
now.
TJ
But what we
says
don't know
if
is
the
what
president
happened
were
before
to send
midnight,
the army,
where the police
it
were as
would
far as
mostly be a
protecting the
show
fire
force, in
department
my
so they could
opinion.
in fact go out and
Like
chase
I
these
said,
fires.
yes, I agree.
And that's what the
TJ,
National Guard is
but I
supposed to
don't
come
think
in
he
and
can.
do. We did get word that they
There's
were
some type of
protecting
rule. I don't think he can
one of the
deploy
children's
the army
hospitals
on
too, and some important structures throughout the city. But they go in, they build a perimeter around the trucks themselves
the
so that the
National Guard is
firefighters can go in and
that's
actually
what
fight
the
the fire
National
without
Guard,
fear of
So
any
he
sort of
wouldn't be able
attack
to
or
deploy
something
the
being
army
thrown
on
at them.
Providence soil.
But again, it's tough,
Like,
and
for
so that's why
example,
we've seen
even
these
if I was to
350
deploy
troopers
to
and police officers now
Mexico,
going
which
in
I would
around the
have
Third
been
Precinct
in
to, as a
Texas,
group,
it would have been
try to
detainee
break up the
operations,
protesters, get them to leave
and
the
I
area
would
so
be
that all of those
assisting
fires can be put out.
Homeland
And the Fifth
Security.
Precinct,
So
in a keep that
assisting
from
going on
falling,
or
like the Third Precinct did last
advising,
night.
Absolutely. I think
based
today,
off of the
when the governor came out,
detainee
not only
operation.
talking about
I wouldn't be able.
the
I
that the
wouldn't be able
mayors
to
put in
touch
place
anyone.
along with the governor. I think a lot of people had a lot of
We can
hope
only give
that
recommendations.
tonight would be better. And I guess
Hey
according
guys,
to
let me
Assistant
put
Chief
this
Tyner
video
there, the
real
fire
quick.
chief,
You know, it's
it
a
is a
minute
little
long.
bit better.
It's
He said
TikTok.
it
It comes
quite
from
as
yes, in the
however,
world
to a
politics.
lot
You
of
know,
people
That man
here again, we're
of
still
George
raging
Floyd, okay?
fires. And so
That man did not
along with maybe
deserve
some anger. There's also some
to
disappointment.
die. He did not deserve that treatment. And yes, I want those officers locked up. But burning down a Target is not going to bring justice. Okay? Stealing TVs is not going to bring justice. Tell me how. Please explain to me how burning down a Target is going to bring justice. Make it make sense. How is stealing TVs going to bring justice? Make it make sense. But do you know what you dummies just did? Burning down Target, you know what you just did? You took a job away from a mother who has to feed her children. Do you know what you dummies just did? You took a job away from a person who has to pay their rent on the first. You are messing up people's life. You are not bringing justice. You are ruining other people's.
Yeah, that was kind of powerful, man. That was very powerful. True that, man. I wanna bring your attention. You know, I know we're talking about a couple of things, but let's talk about let's talk about George Floyd family, okay? For a second, we haven't talked about everything else, but another family. So I see a news article right here, and then their George Floyd family demands first-degree murder charge against ex-cop, call for arrest of other officers. Update. So let's see what's going on here. So they're saying we call on authorities to revise the charges to reflect the true culpability of this officer. The family statement reads, later in the statement, the family says for 4 officers to indict this kind of unnecessary lethal force or watch it happen despite outcry from witnesses. And we saw the witnesses. There were people over there that were, so into this situation, who were recording the violence, demonstrated a breakdown in training and policy by the city. So what's your message to the family based on this? People, what do you think?
Lisa?
I mean, I would still caution them to not get their hopes up.
I mean, we just read about the warrant for arrest. I mean, the whole day and a half that they took their break from law enforcement. I thought that they were getting a super case, like a strong case together, so they can charge these guys with 75 different counts of whatever, But no, they just came there with 4 counts, or 3 counts. I mean, I was like, these guys are getting off, Nothing is going to happen.
So, do you think if they get found not guilty, that they will return to the police department, or they're retired with full pension?
Yeah, their careers are gone.
So, whether you think
the offending officer has a history. So I don't know. He's in real trouble whether he gets acquitted or not.
Right. Okay.
Because he has a history. Now the other officers, I told you. I mean, well, before I found out that they didn't administer CPR, I'm thinking really probably nothing's going to happen to them. But it's so high profile, they will likely not return to this police department, but they can certainly move and work for another one. And I will be honest with you, that's what they all do. I've come across it numerous times.
They go to
So what does because I played Devil Advocate. Devil Advocate Diesel was out about 30 minutes ago. So what does the fact that he has a history have to do with the case that he's currently I thought we treat cases on a case by case basis. Why are we looking at this history
regarding his work? Because you had asked, would he retire with a full pension, or he would have other issues, and not to mention civilly as well.
Mm-hmm.
His history will be extremely important in a civil case. So he could get acquitted, but in the civil case, oh yeah, his history is going to be extremely important.
What's the civil case?
Civil case. So there are.
This is for the viewers. This is for everyone else. So, right.
So there are 2 courts. There's criminal, like traffic court. We're all familiar with traffic court. So that's criminal, and then civil is when you have a sort of dispute or grievance. And you file a lawsuit, and there will definitely be a lawsuit regardless of what happens on the criminal side. Now, in the criminal side, for the most part, history is not really talked about because you have to look at the actions for this one.
Okay.
Unless the judge allows you to show a pattern for whatever the reason, like domestic violence, things like that. Some will allow you to show a pattern. But in the civil case, the burden of proof is so much lower. Anything goes. Let me get my money. I want to cash my check. So definitely his history will be brought up in the civil case, regardless of what happens in the criminal case. and he's in trouble. I hope he's a homeowner because he's going to need to sell it for the money.
Wow. I agree.
He's definitely going to need to sell it.
But like,
it doesn't even matter what the medical examiner report says. I just want to let you know, in the civil case, the family will be taken care of.
So you're telling me that he won't be able to walk free, or he's gonna give up money in the civil case, but he can still walk free.
I'm a little nervous about medical examiner, the preliminary. I'm a little nervous about it. I know the video doesn't look good, but you want to know something else I thought about the video is that the people videotaping it, they're calm. They're not rushing to him. So it just makes me concerned about the actual scene. Because remember, we're only getting a clip.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
It makes me concerned about the actual scene, what took place from beginning to end, because the people videotaping are quite calm.
So, whoa. So maybe they've seen. Maybe this is. Maybe they're numb. They're numb to this. This is police brutality. You know. Maybe they didn't think that he was dead. Maybe they thought he was unconscious. You know, until. So what do you mean? If they're not, so you expected them to yell and scream and cry, or?
So I have seen a lot of dead bodies in my job.
Okay.
But never up close.
Okay.
Never up close. I've never been up close to a dead body. So I think that I would not be calm like that. I honestly probably would be shocked. I would be terrified of the police. I probably would not rush, but I would not be sitting there videotaping. I probably would have stepped back and called 911.
I don't think they knew he was actually dead until they put him on the stretcher. And
not the death. I mean, just the whole encounter looked dangerous.
I mean, okay, but I've seen videotapes of people, you know, cops doing stuff to people, and you know, I wanted to record it to make sure that it was politicized. I wanted to make sure everything was documented. So I don't agree with them being. Some people are just numb, man. They're just numb to this. This has been happening so much to a point where it, you know, I don't think they're shocked at the mentality of the police officers.
My reaction would have been to try to get help. That's just me.
But they did. They said, "Hey, look, stop. Get like what help could you get besides you're telling the police officer, can you check his pulse? Check his pulse."
The moment that I would have walked the scene, I approached the situation, and the situation looked very adversarial. I mean, that is not correct. I'm looking at that, and I know that this is not a correct situation. This is not a good situation.
Well,
I would have passed away, and I would have called 911.
It happened to the other guy. He was a bigger guy, and he got choked out from behind. And they were recording it. I think it was in New York City. They were recording him while he was being choked out. He said, "I couldn't breathe. I can't breathe." And the guy put him in a rear naked choke. That was the position he put him in. And they were recording, and they weren't panicking because, once again, I don't think they fathomed the severity of the situation. You being in situations like that in your job, your line of work, you can understand that. But a lot of people, they don't look at that. They just look at it, okay. And I think a lot of things in society today, we have been so desensitized with media. And I remember there was this nasty site called rotten.com where they were doing all types of nasty stuff, beheading people. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. But after you sit there and watch it for a while, it becomes almost second nature. Violence, once you have seen it for so long, for so many years, it's natural.
So I mean, when this, I heard what you guys are saying, and I'm trying to get my head around this natural thing, but I mean, this is not the natural for everybody, So I mean, when this start to become natural, is sitting with your parents, like we were telling people yesterday, is sitting with your parents on your dining table watching the news, or we're talking about during your high school years, when you are, become, when you're trying to be a little reckless, like everybody do. Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm from the city. I'm from New York City, and I was, originally born in Trinidad, raised in New York City. So I've witnessed people get stabbed at the local bodega, which is the local
grocery store.
Corner store. Yeah, corner store. I've witnessed that stuff, and being somebody witness to that, your ladies, hey, you cut them off, you didn't see nothing. So if you're from somewhere that doesn't see that violence, it's called trauma. It's called PTSD. It's a form of trauma, and a lot of people they see this trauma and it becomes natural behavior. They think, okay, well, this is what's supposed to happen. It's just a police officer doing police officer things. I know a lot of people in Black communities, we have been traumatized by the sight of the red and blue. I could be doing everything by the law, driving, 2 hands on the steering wheel. I mean, drinking. I'm doing everything. But if I see police, my heart skips a beat. Why is that? Why is it?
Diesel, you're not alone. You're not alone. I feel the same way. When police officers get behind me, the first thing that and then we talked about this the other day, man. This is what pisses me off. I mean, sorry guys. So in America, in the United States, we are trained since we are kids. We train people in the military. We train people in every single way of life that everything they're doing is wrong. Everything you do is wrong. From the beginning, when you start doing something in your element, like in the military, everything you do is wrong. Everything you do is wrong. When you are a kid, you're going through school, everything that you do is wrong. When you join a team, as a new guy, unless you're LeBron James or the GOAT MJ, you're doing everything wrong. So I think that it's like a mentality that is being imposed to us, through the things that we go through live, social media, which is a big factor. Social media is so toxic. You really need to find great sources of news if you really want to get something decent. But I think it's being putting off, man, from your parents, your parents, since you're a little kid, everything you do is wrong, unless you have some amazing parents. I was a good kid too. Yeah, but I
had one spanking in my entire life.
One spanking.
I don't believe it.
I don't know about that. You know what? Let me tell you something. My daughter, she's never been by me, by daddy. Never. She's the princess, Nobody mess with my princess, you know what I mean? But that's me. That's my count of, it's a mentality thing, man, but I feel the same way you feel, Diesel. When I get the lights behind me, I'm like, God damn it. And the first thing that goes to my mind is, instead of going and think that, hey, something is right on my mind, it's so I'm doing something right while he's pulling me over. The first thing that comes to my mind is, man, I fuck up, maybe I was speeding, maybe I don't have the seatbelt. And guess what? I wasn't speeding, I got my seatbelt on, and they just pull me over for, hey, one of your taillights, they're like, hey, fix it, have a good day. I'm here sweating, shaking, about to have a heart attack. I mean, crazy. So you've been pulled over, Lisa. Don't have you?
I haven't had a traffic violation since 2004.
And what happened in 2004? If we can.
Reckless driving.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Been suspended for 2 months, and guess what? I learned my lesson. That's why I haven't had a traffic violation since.
Cheers to you.
So when you go hard, you really go hard, is what we're saying. Okay.
Either 0 or 100. I don't have an in between.
Okay, back.
Married or divorced?
Back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the comments on the chat room, guys. So CJ, came with a comment earlier today. So what you're saying is, if they get in a hurry to charge, it lends to itself to a non-guilty verdict. This is when we were talking about they're giving the police officers enough time so they can have a solid case. But still, I think based on what I heard from you, Lisa, and what I heard from you, Diesel, I think that, still, doesn't matter if they get a day, if they get 2 days, if they get a month, they're coming with 3 charges, and they're bogus charges because, based on what we saw from the preliminary inspection of the body, they're like, no, it was drugs.
It troubles me. It does. And I mean, honestly, if they want to really seal the deal, maybe they should get a second opinion. Just to say that, hey, you kept twice. And I think that if it's not a good report or a favorable report to the, district attorney's office, it's going to be a whole lot of mess. If this guy doesn't get the book thrown at him.
Do you want the book to be thrown at him?
I'm a factual person, so I need more information. Not that again, what I saw in the video was completely horrible, disgusting, and wrong. But because I'm a factual person, I need all of the information before I make up my mind.
Okay. And so I'm going to ask you again. Do you want the book to be thrown at him if he is wrong?
Let me tell you something. Let me inject something real quick, guys. He won't believe this shit. George Floyd protesters, protest bail for accused officer Derek Chauvin set at, what do you think?
$2 million.
$2 million, Lisa?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
The bail is out for. If you're on the chat, don't be searching online. Bail was set for Derek Chauvin, the guy that put the knee on George Floyd. Diesel say $2 million. What do you think the bail is, Lisa?
I think for his safety, it needs to be pretty high. I think that because I already saw earlier, they were camped outside his house.
Yeah.
What do you think? Give me a number.
I'll go with $2 million. It needs to be high for his own safety.
Yeah, so $2 million, 10% is what? 200,000. Chat room, you got 10 seconds to tell me. Come on, chat room, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. Bail was set to $500,000. So the guy. He can get out with 50,000. He can just. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
He's not even gonna make it to trial.
Yeah, update 108. This is happening right now. Bail for ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been set at $500,000 according to documents obtained by CNN. Boom, 500. So 10% of that shit. I mean, anybody will get you out.
Hold on.
Okay.
So. Let's put some perspective on this.
Okay.
Not across the board, coast to coast.
Okay.
Each has their own rules regarding bail. Okay.
Good job, CJ.
Keep it in mind. And secondly, based on the prelim medical examiner report, I can kind of understand.
It's crazy.
I can kind of understand.
What can you understand?
Well, the report is not. The report doesn't indicate murder so far.
That's what the medical examiner, you know. It's not murder.
It's a prelim report, and they still have more investigation to do. Really, really suggest that they get a second report.
Based on the severity of this case, I really think that the president should send some more people to be checking into this, like 100%. CJ Greco, he said that he got it on saying 500, and he said, "What do I win?" CJ Greco, what can we give CJ Greco? Can we send him a thank you note? I can send him a picture. Okay, send him a wink. Let's send him a wink real quick.
Be careful, CJ. That wink is very untrustworthy.
Wow. Okay.
You said you lie. You said.
There we go. Got the wink right there.
Making a joke. I guess I cannot make jokes because you will hold them against me.
In the court of law. In the court of law. Hold on, let me give CJ something.
TJ's saying right here, when he gets bail, he probably can't leave this state. So, I
doubt it.
I doubt it.
No.
They will hunt him.
Yeah, he's not going to make it to trial.
Yeah.
First of all, you said bail is like $50,000.
500,000.
No, but
yeah, 10% is 50. Yeah, so he probably can give a car or something.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. So,
yeah, if he owns if he owns like a $60,000 car, that he bought for $60,000 2 years ago, he can say, I bought this for $60,000. I used it as my bill, whatever, and then he just give it to the bail bond people, and then he signs the.
I mean, that's if they take it for.
Oh yeah, man, Minneapolis, man.
He should just say that.
Yeah, he should not take that. He should not take that offer. Rather, the other thing I'm going to tell you is that I'm pretty sure that he's going to be. I think that this whole thing right now that we're witnessing is not the police department charging him. I think it's the police department trying to put him in witness protection. On some kind of like this. I mean, he's screwed. He's screwed for life.
Yeah.
His family, just think about it, his family has nothing to do with this. Still, they're gonna suffer for those 8 minutes. For those 9 minutes of it being done. Crazy.
Does anybody know if he has a family? Like, is he married? Does he have children?
Yeah, they are ready. So the Asian police officer that was in front of him.
Yeah.
So his wife, the wife of Derek, who's the white dude with the knee on Floyd's neck, is sister of the Asian police officer.
Oh, okay.
And she's Asian as well. I was gonna talk about it, but I was like, oh shit! Like, it was trending on Twitter earlier today. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I hope that they got. I hope they left the area.
Yeah, they need to go. Yeah, they need to be out of the states. They need to be out of the states. They need to go somewhere safe. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy what we go through, guys.
Here was Billboard said. He said, regardless of the report, what everyone's seen was serious lack of compassion, and the officer deserves death. They didn't even give him CPR.
Oh yeah.
And that I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah.
I was actually extremely shocked when you said that they did not give him CPR.
But you saw them put the body onto the stretcher. You didn't see that video?
He was dead. When the guys got over there, they checked the pulse. I saw the video. They checked the pulse. They look each other. They give themselves like that face when you give like, what the fuck we supposed to do? people are watching. People, let's try something. But they knew from the moment they got over there. I mean, when the body starts sitting, what's the postmortem actual? There's when that shit starts setting up 5 minutes after you're dead.
No.
It's super.
It's way after, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
I think it's super quick.
No, rigor mortis. No, that's not super quick.
No.
So so question.
Yeah.
All right. The fact that they didn't apply CPR, what charge is that?
Well, something like that will have to depend on the state. I'm not well versed on Minnesota law, but a lot of states, they have to. They are first responders.
Yeah.
But whether that's true for Minnesota or not, I don't know. But it makes sense.
Well, it's been good. I don't know. This chat, we weren't able to get too many in the chat tonight, but tomorrow I'll be on. Same time. I gotta go before my wife destroys my face.
Okay.
But Lisa, it was great. Hopefully you're on tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully America is still America.
Amen.
Right? Yeah. And we will still be free, and we will strive to be great.
Let's try tomorrow to get. I'm gonna try to contact you guys tomorrow to see if we can set up a better live stream. I really want to bring you guys on picture into the live stream. Promise you, it's gonna be super easy. So we can have like a panel.
Yeah, Lisa.
And then
put your hair in a bun.
You know what? Yeah. I want to say before you guys go, let's I gotta say thanks to again Ryan Upchurch, man. This guy has 1.8 million subscribers in his channel. I feel very lucky that he was able to get to this showing, and we've seen how we went from having 7,000 views 2 days ago, 11,000 views yesterday, to have under 3,000 views today. So this is 100% censorship of social media, because of the content that we, the description of the video, and then the content that we're talking about. So thank you so much, Diesel. Thank you so much, Lisa. Diesel, hopefully you don't get killed today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then Lisa,
got some
go ahead.
making up to do. All right.
Go ahead, Lisa.
I'm going.
All right. Bye.
Okay. You have a good night. Okay, guys, this was an amazing 3 hours, guys, with two of my good friends, Lisa Escobedo and this Letran Diesel. We're trying to do the best, guys, to bring you guys the best of the news, the best of what we know. We're not experts. We're not giving professional advice. We're just here, sharing with you our opinions, just like you will be sharing your opinions with a colleague or a friend, So tomorrow, 8:00, grab a drink, sit down, give us a couple hours, and then be proactive in the chat. Okay, we're definitely trying to get you guys. We're trying to get you guys more. We're trying to get more attention to you guys' comments on the chat. So thank you so much to everybody that donated. If it was $500, $5, whatever the case may be. Matter of fact, there were two other donors today, and I think they're gone. But I think it was Bella and Lisa. I think, if I don't get it. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, stay safe, guys. Stay safe. And I will see you tomorrow, guys. 8:00 Central Mountain Time.